You're listening to the Stallion Radio Network.
Welcome to Movie Talk. I like to live dangerously.
Did you hear this?
Yes. In the face.
And here are your hosts, Brian Seals, Brett Seals, and Vic Vasquez.
Welcome to a new edition of Movie Talk Radio. It's the week before Christmas, and we are your gifts. I am Vic, at the Torvik23 on Twitter.
And I'm Brian.
We have, over there in the corner, we have...
My name's Brett. Follow me on Twitter at the Podcast King.
And you can follow me at Movie Talk Brian.
And you could follow Movie Talk Radio on Twitter at Movie Talk Radio.
Follow us, and we'll follow you.
So how's everybody doing today, guys?
The countdown has begun.
Week till Christmas. Everyone's excited.
Christmas. Day off tomorrow. Hey.
Same here. Hey.
Oh, there you go.
A lot of good films coming out.
It's the holidays. It's the holiday season.
The best time for films. The award season is just right around the corner. We got New Year's coming up. It's a good time. We got a good show as always.
Yes.
And we're gonna kick things off. Yeah, it is lengthy. I mean, we haven't had a show like this. I can't really. I mean, on paper, we don't know how it's gonna transpire. But on paper, we haven't had a show like this.
Not to mention, this is probably like the first time in I don't know how many years where you have a big selection of films to go see. During the holidays.
And they're all really good that I actually want to see. But we will kick things off with On This Day in History. Today is December 18th. And on this day, 1946, one of Hollywood's most influential filmmakers and Academy Award-winning director, Steven Spielberg, was born today in Cincinnati, Ohio. Happy birthday. He turned 67.
Happy birthday!
One of the best directors in all of Hollywood and one of the most recognizable faces and names when you talk about Hollywood. So happy birthday, Steven Spielberg. Also on this day, 1957, David Lean's classic film, The Bridge on the River Kwai, had its U.S. premiere. Star William Holden would become the first actor to earn a $1 million salary for his work in the film. Granted, this is back in the 50s, so $1 million was a lot more than it is now, obviously.
I would take $1 million right now. I wouldn't care.
Well, yeah, I would as well. But, I mean, that's pretty impressive. He was the first one to ever, as far as actors go, to earn a $1 million salary. Also on this day, 1984. Oh, and also... in 1957, our mom was born today. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
If you weren't here, I wouldn't be here.
Exactly.
So.
And there would be no Movie Talk Radio, so thank you, Mom, for giving us Movie Talk Radio. Also, on this day, 1984, Jamie Lee Curtis and director, actor, comedian Christopher Guest were married on this day in Los Angeles. They are still married to this day, believe it or not, so happy 29th anniversary.
You go.
It's pretty rare when a Hollywood relationship lasts.
It's very rare.
Although, I mean, it did happen in the 80s, so I guess times were different than they are now. Where, Kim Kardashian's 71 days or whatever isn't, it's not a common occurrence like it was back then. And finally, on this day in 2002, The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, opened on this day, taking in a whopping $26.1 million, which was a single-day record for the month of December at the time, which would later be topped by Peter Jackson's King Kong, and The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, and the current record holder for the highest grossing film in a single day in the month of December. Any guesses? Believe it or not, Peter Jackson's The Hobbit: Unexpected Journey. Peter Jackson just owns the month of December. He always comes out with his movies then. And he holds a lot of records for the month of December. But that is what happened on this day, December 18th.
Surprised you didn't throw a little happy birthday to Brad Pitt.
Is it his birthday?
I believe it was. I'm not sure if it was actually today or yesterday, but yeah. He turned 50, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow, 50. That's a milestone.
He's over the hump.
Well, happy birthday for Brad Pitt, whether it was today or
I'm pretty sure
yesterday or tomorrow, sometime
or
this
last week or this month.
Or last month or in July. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Does anyone know what that was from when I said that?
Didn't you tell me it's from the Frosty the Snowman song?
Good job.
Yeah.
Nice.
Little Christmas plug-in for you there.
Yes, since it is Christmas
time. Yeah, it's not Christmas yet.
Just around,
we're almost there.
Just around the corner. Well,
it's gonna be a musical next week.
Yeah, it's gonna. Yeah,
we're doing a Christmas musical next week.
We're
so.
paving
You're
the
gonna
way.
make me sing. I'll be just as bad as Russell Crowe is.
And Les Mis?
Yeah, just as bad.
Debatable.
I mean,
Debatable. You might do better.
Unless I like start, if I maybe sing as like with Kermit Frog's voice, I might be able to get away with it.
Yeah.
if you sing in a different voice, a different accent. British people do that all the time. You don't even know they're British.
Yeah, that's
So-
true.
Yeah, but I'm not British. I can't pull that
But if
off.
you sing like in a British accent, you might be the next like David Hasselhoff or something. You never know.
When Adele sings, you can't even tell that she's British.
I like how you're
Yeah.
comparing all these like David Hasselhoff and Adele with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But DVD releases, we're going to talk about those. Getting away from the celebrities and me singing, because that just sounds like a nightmare. We have a lot of movies that came out this past Tuesday. Stocking stuffers. We're going to talk about The Family real quick. That's the Robert De Niro movie.
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro.
Robert the
De Niro.
Robert De Niro. Robert the De Niro.
Mr. De Niro.
Who else was in this?
And Michelle Pfeiffer.
Okay, yeah.
Never
Yeah.
saw it.
Never saw it either.
I never saw it, but I wanted to.
It looked
Yeah.
good.
I think Tommy Lee Jones is in it too.
Ye-
Is
I
that who it is?
believe so.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
the other name I was thinking of.
I believe so. That is out.
Nice.
Percy Jackson's Sea of Monsters is out.
Yeah.
I never even saw the first one, so I can't really say much about this
I've
franchise.
heard they're not that bad, but I
saw
still haven't seen them.
Yeah, I saw the first one. It wasn't bad, but not like the level of Harry Potter or anything.
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
The Lone Ranger, Johnny Depp's hit and miss.
I still actually want to see it.
I mean, I do too, because
I think you guys should see it. I liked it.
Despite everything we heard about it being a bomb, I still want to check it out.
yeah, that's out. Kick-Ass 2 also out.
I also want to see it as well.
I did see it. Not bad.
It's definitely a pickup.
Not bad.
I went to Target this past Tuesday, and I didn't see The Lone Ranger or Kick-Ass 2 out there. Maybe I
Target?
just didn't see it, but
Is that Target?
yeah,
What time did you go on Tuesday?
like 11-ish.
In the morning?
Yeah,
That's probably why. They usually take it forever to like have
that
them
could
out.
be why. Yeah, I'm sure they were still setting up, but
They are out now because I was there earlier.
yeah.
Prisoners is now out.
See, that was
That's
there.
a good movie.
Great movie. I thought it was
I
tremendous.
definitely want to see that. So
Except Jake Gyllenhaal's
and
excessive
blinking.
blinking.
Yeah. And finally, Matt Damon's Elysium
Yeah,
is out.
this movie looks really, really interesting.
Like, I want to watch this movie because, like, not only do I'm like, because I keep hearing good things about it, but like, this was a role that was made for Eminem.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to say.
So I'm like really curious to see this and like trying to visualize Eminem
yeah.
doing the movie.
he might have like thrown up spaghetti on his little
Yeah.
mechanical suit or something,
Yeah.
Yeah, wearing a beanie.
Yeah.
rapping. No, it was really good. So I saw it twice in theaters, so that's how you know a movie's good.
Yeah, when you
So-
see it more than once, yes.
But yeah, those are the DVDs that are out. So definitely pick those up for a stocking stuffer.
Quite a few. I love
for
that
me.
word. Or for Vic.
Yeah.
or for us,
Yeah, or just for
Hey, I
everybody
treated
here.
myself to a couple movies today.
Yeah, what'd you get? What'd you get?
I bought The Man of Steel and We're the Millers.
We are the Millers.
You
We're-
say we, I say we're.
Were the Millers?
We're the
We're the
Millers.
Millers.
Were Millers.
So did we see any films before we talk about the box office? I thought we should talk about it first.
Yeah, we can. I mean, you saw it too, Vic, so why don't you talk about it? Your movies that you've seen this week.
So, one or two?
Well, in theaters I saw one,
Okay.
but I did watch a couple on TV, and then I did buy some Blu-rays the other day as well. I saw Out of the Furnace this past Tuesday, which was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Man, where do I start? Probably for me, personally, honestly, as Brian would always say, this is hands down movie of the year.
Wow, man.
Just the acting was amazing. It was like everything that's on the commercials, like powerhouse and like thriller and Pat Raw and all that other stuff. It really is like it's kind of intense to watch because it's so like realistic and just super intense. So
I love it.
yeah, it was because we're going to talk about some Golden Globes later on. I'm surprised this movie didn't have more like nominations.
Yeah, I know critics really bashed this movie, and that
Did
kind of
they really?
they did,
Yeah.
and that kind of upsets me because it does look like a good movie. and It's got an awesome cast.
I want to fight them now.
See, that's the problem with, award season and these sort of movies is that despite it getting bad reviews and not doing well in the box office, they still tend to go on and be nominated. I mean, that's what happened with No Country for Old Men.
Exactly.
It
Good point.
It happens all the time.
That's why I always say be your own critic.
That's why, artsy movies, people don't get it. They don't understand it and they give it a bad review, but it's because of the artsy part
Yeah.
of the movie that makes it a nominated film.
I was talking to Brian off air, and I was like, I don't think this movie is really for like a casual moviegoer. You know, oh, Christian Bale, I'm gonna go see it. It's him. It's more of like a movie person's movie, if you will. If that makes any sense. But
Oh yeah,
Totally
definitely.
yeah, check it out, man.
It's-
super.
I
intense.
want to check it out.
Scott Cooper directed it, and he directed Crazy Heart, which was an
Academy
Academy Award nominated film. It won an Academy Award for Jeff Bridges.
He was awesome in that one.
and the cast: Woody
Yeah.
Harrelson and Casey Affleck.
I've never
Forrest
seen
Whitaker.
Casey
Forrest
like,
Whitaker,
act
yeah.
before. You know, like all his movies that he's been in. I haven't gotten around to watching this, but I'm a fan now. Like whatever he does going forward.
Of who now?
Of Casey Affleck.
Oh yeah. If you need to watch the assassination of Jesse James, he's phenomenal in that movie.
Yeah,
Gone Baby Gone.
Gone
Yeah, that's another one.
but he, man,
Yeah, he's pretty
he's
good.
probably the best actor in that movie just from the scenes he was in. And then of course Christian Bale. You don't even see Batman. You know,
Yeah.
most people be like, oh, look at
I mean,
Batman.
call me crazy, but I actually like Casey Affleck a little bit better than Ben Affleck.
I do too, yeah.
He, like I said, this is my first
Like,
time seeing him, and
yeah.
he just completely won me over. And
like
I was
I don't know what it is, but like he like to me, I feel like he like knows how to act maybe just a lot more or a little bit more than Ben.
seems a little bit more natural with Casey.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He seems more natural, like when he acts and like portrays a character, like it just comes out smoothly.
I feel like he's been a lot more selective with his roles too. I mean, he doesn't come out with a movie like every year or anything like that, but when he picks his roles, he picks them pretty wisely.
Yeah,
And then you'll never see Woody Harrelson the same. He's just this crazy, out of control guy, and he just plays it really well. Just looking at him in character, you're just like, I don't want to mess with this guy.
well, yeah, I really want to see this movie because like I've watched a lot of Woody Harrelson's films, and I think this is like one of the first times I've seen him play like a villain type role.
He's made a comeback.
He has made a comeback. I've always loved his movies. Like I'll still watch any of his movies, whether they're crappy or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll watch them because like I enjoy his acting. I enjoy seeing him on the screen and bringing the story to life.
Some of the story was a little weak in some parts, as far as like they didn't really explain a couple parts here and there. But overall, man, just this movie. Of course, American Hustle's not out. I haven't seen things like Captain Phillips yet, but for me, this was movie of the year just by miles.
So far,
yeah. You know, we've talked about Gravity and we've talked about all these other ones, but this one, man, just head and shoulders above the rest, I think. So,
Well, what else did you see?
I rewatched 21 Jump Street because it was on, and I was telling Brian that in the theater there was a lot of people, and I don't really like packed theaters.
I don't think anybody does.
Yeah, it just kind of takes away from the experience. Like I paid money to see a movie. I didn't pay to go see what the guy behind me thinks about it.
Yeah.
Like, so I saw it on TV on Encore, I believe it was, and it was pretty funny. Yeah, I still remembered a few things from it, and it was just pretty funny. So
It was surprising, I think.
yeah,
It
definitely.
definitely was a surprising hit of the summer.
And then I did buy a couple Blu-rays. I did buy Man of Steel. It's one that told Brian about it. So you're welcome.
Yes.
Sharing's caring.
Yes.
What else did I get? The Anchorman, the Rich Mahogany edition.
Yeah, I saw that.
And also the Wolverine, which was only $12 on Blu-ray. So
What came in the Anchorman edition?
his diary and like some trading cards or something, and then the unrated version of the movie, the regular one, and then the Good Morning Ron Burgundy or whatever it's called.
Oh.
Yeah, so
'Cause
a lot
I know-
of stuff for $10.
I don't remember Walmart had a version like that where it had like a shirt and then like a pint of his ice cream.
Oh yeah, I've seen the ice cream.
Scotch.
Yeah.
Ben and Jerry's.
Yes.
It's crazy.
I wonder if it actually is scotch in the ice cream.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
What did you see? Did you see anything, Brian?
I did, which is one of the reasons why I was a little bit late for our own recording of our show. I went and saw one of the new releases that is now out, Anchorman 2.
And you thought it was pretty great, right? Lots of cameos.
There was a lot of cameos, but I guess the best way to say is that it is a Blackbeard's delight.
That's the best way to put it.
Ron Burgundy said it like best himself. I have to quote off of
What
him.
about
He said it.
Blackbeard's delight.
in the first one?
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
I don't think it was one of those, memorable, quotable
Right.
parts, but I think, I'm pretty sure that was in there.
I'll have
Yes.
to watch the Rich Mahogany edition.
Yes, he
of
says
my
it.
DVD.
I think he goes like Blackbeard's delight.
I heard there was a end credit scene. Is that true? Did you stay for that?
I
don't-
didn't.
I heard
I
there
didn't.
was. Yeah.
I didn't.
It wasn't in here.
It didn't look like it, but I'm sure I didn't really miss much.
Well, yeah, I heard it was in
But
part.
the movie, I mean, if you enjoyed the first one, you're definitely gonna enjoy this one. I mean, it's a little bit more story driven than the first one. Like it kind of like paces itself, but I mean, awesome. It's an awesome movie. It's got an awesome cast.
Lots of cameos.
A lot of cameos.
We won't spoil it.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but I was surprised by some of the cameos. I was like, whoa.
But if you do go and see that movie, I heard there is an end credit scene, so you should probably stick around.
Yes.
So that's what you saw. I didn't see anything at all. I'm slacking, yeah. We plan on seeing The Hobbit sometime this weekend, so we could talk about that on Monday when we do our next show. But
hopefully,
yeah. So
we'll be doing the next show on Monday, like you were
the
saying.
23rd. Yeah.
that's the plan.
Yeah.
The tentative plan.
Yes.
Because we got
we gotta bring
Christmas and
gifts,
Christmas Eve, yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going on there.
Yes.
But the box office predictions, Brian.
Yes. We got it wrong.
It's not a surprise. It's like, I mean, when do we not get it wrong? Pretty much every week. It's a rarity when we get it right.
It's always either like one movie that's off, or two movies, or...
I put my faith in
It's tough
Medea,
business.
and she let me down.
I know. That was a really...
She let
Medea.
me down.
It was a hit or miss.
This is like the first time she's ever...
I know, right?
Like, I don't think I'll ever trust her again.
You know it's a guy, though, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, we know.
I know it's Tyler Perry.
But, I mean, like, I remember I was reading off what all the other Medea movies made, and they were pretty profitable, and then they go and make like 16 mil or something.
Apparently she's getting stale.
Apparently.
Well, at number 10 was Homefront. Vic saw that movie.
Go check it out. I loved it.
Yes. Made 1.7. Number 9 was The Book Thief, which made 1.773 mil. At number 8 was Philomenia. I don't know if I'm still pronouncing that right
I think
or
it's
not.
Philomenia.
Philomenia, which made 1.8. At number 7 was Vince Vaughn's Delivery Man, which made 1.9.
Which I liked as well.
Yeah, that's right. You did see that one. At number 6 was Out of the Furnace, which made 2.4.
Which I also saw, which movie of the year again. So go check that out. I want to see it again.
At number 5 was Thor: The Dark World, which made 2.8.
Which I also saw.
Yes, we want to see it again.
Yep.
At number 4 was The Hunger Games: Catching Fire, which made 13.6. We saw. Want to see it again.
Yeah, it was great.
At number 3 was Tyler Perry's A Medea Christmas, which made 16 even.
Which we won't even talk about.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'm kind of upset with her right now. At number 2 was Frozen, which made 22.5. And at number 1 was The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug.
Smiggy.
Which made 73.6.
Yeah, it kind of made a lot less than what we were expecting. It made less than the first film, which was kind of surprising, but I still want to see it. I've heard fantastic reviews.
Yeah, I keep hearing a lot of things too. Even some of the complaints.
There was
The bad like, oh, you're not going based off the book. Legolas is not in the like. Who cares? It's a movie. Come on, get over it.
They do that with everything. They're
Yes.
not completely faithful to the book, but for the most part, I've heard that they are. But just a few things like Legolas isn't in the book, but big deal.
Yeah, who cares? It looks amazing. Come on now.
Well, neither is Evangeline Lilly's character.
Yeah.
She's kind of like Daryl.
Yeah,
She's like the Lord of the Rings Daryl.
but I mean that doesn't really matter. I mean, I think the more characters, the better.
Yes.
But we're gonna move away from the box office
Because
predictions.
it's now time to name that movie.
Name it. Name that movie, y'all. I don't know. Y'all at the
We
end of
need
that.
a theme song for
Yeah.
it. That was probably.
We might have to like steal
Name
that
that
later
movie,
on
y'all.
and put like a theme to it and like I don't know.
Auto-tune,
That might be the theme.
Some Isaac Hayes, maybe. You know?
God rest his soul.
All right.
Well,
He's dead.
this game, I pretty much name a plot, and since it is December, it's going to be a Christmas plot. And throughout the rest of the show, both Vic and Brett have pretty much, like I said, the rest of the entire show to figure out what the movie is. So, you guys ready?
Yep.
Here is the plot. Two neighbors have it out after one of them decorates his house for the holidays so brightly that it can be seen from space.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, man.
That's okay.
That's okay.
All right.
But that is the movie, so you guys figure it out. No cheating.
We're gonna get into the news now.
Yes, it is time for the news. So just sit back and hear the tale of another remake.
Seriously, right?
So is this?
This is a musical.
The musical, or is it next week? That's the
It's
musical.
Movie
I
Talk
don't know.
Radio, the musical.
If we're doing musical, I had to practice so, and especially I had to say it because of this article. Josh Gad, who everyone knows from 21, or the Steve Jobs movie with Ashton Kutcher, or the Trey Parker Matt Stone play, The Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
That's Josh Gad, has now booked himself on a 3-hour tour to do a remake of Gilligan's Island.
Wow.
Yes.
We have Hawaii 5-0, and now we're getting...
Yeah, see, and
that's the thing we don't know, yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know if it's actually a television series that they're, like, revamping it, or if it's going to be, like, a straight movie, Gilligan's Island. I don't know. But...
Josh Gad.
Yeah, and we don't know, like, apparently, there's still rumors of whether or not if he's going to be playing Gilligan or the Skipper. We don't know. I would assume the Skipper,
Yeah.
but I could be wrong.
I wonder why they picked him, of all people.
I don't know.
He's gotten a lot of interesting roles, like in Jobs.
Yeah, well, his latest is he plays a snowman named Olaf in Frozen.
That's him?
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that was him.
Yes. Well, the original show did feature Bob Denver, Alan Hill Jr., Jim Backus, Natalie Schaefer, Don Wells, and Tina Louise as a band of unlucky castaways stranded on an uncharted island after a 3-hour tour. It ran for 98 episodes of the show on CBS from 1964 to 1967. The first season was filmed in black and white and later colorized for syndication. The show's second and third seasons and 3 additional television movies were all filmed in color.
Well,
So, yeah. Gilligan's Island coming back.
we should start tallying up how many remakes and reboots we talk about.
Apparently, this had something to do with Lost.
It did?
I'm just assuming because honestly, like Lost got its inspiration from Gilligan's Island, so now I still can't even talk.
Full circle.
I'm speechless.
If he's not singing, he can't really speak. So
Yeah, you got to just
forgive
say...
him. Yeah.
Full circle.
Full circle, yeah.
Well,
Like I don't even know how to like comprehend like this. It's like I don't really know if I should hate the fact that they're doing another Gilligan's Island.
you should hate it.
Or like if I should just like go down there to like the head like studio exec and slap them all. I don't know. I mean I like Josh Gad, but like really?
Well, I thought it was pretty pathetic when they decided to remake Hawaii 5-0. And surprisingly, that's actually done decent to where it's still going. But why do we need to do Gilligan's Island again? Why do we need to keep, bringing back to life all these dead TV shows and movies? I mean,
I'm still waiting for the one.
ridiculous.
I think it's Treasure Island or something where it's the little midget like the plane.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that one because
Fantasy Island?
Yeah, Fantasy Island. There you go.
Tattoo?
Yes.
Come on, Bass.
I'm still waiting for that one because obviously that's all they are doing is recycling stuff.
I think a show probably has to reach a certain amount of years that's passed by. Oh, people don't
Maybe.
remember this anymore. We can just go ahead and use
See,
it.
I honestly, I'd be curious. Like, I would probably watch that if they had Peter Dinklage in that role.
Fantasy Island?
Yes.
Peter Dinklage is just... he's the best dwarf actor out there.
I would freaking go and see that if he was attached to it.
But Gilligan's Island... No. No thanks.
We'll see who gets casted in like that main girl role, like the female role. I forget what her name
I'm
was.
sure it's
like,
gonna be unknown,
like Pepper, or like Spike.
It's
it was something.
no, it's
Stacy.
I don't even know.
But like the hot one, I guess.
Yeah.
Isn't one of them like Ginger or whatever? Marianne,
Yes. Yeah.
Marianne, Ginger. I don't know.
Stacy.
Probably totally
Something.
wrong. We're just throwing out random ass names.
Oh, I can tell you, like it's probably gonna be actresses we never heard of
That's fine.
because they're gonna get their big break.
On a TV show.
I just want to know. Yeah, I want to know if it's a movie or a TV show.
I'm guessing TV show. I mean, if it's a movie, I'll be shocked.
Wow. Well, let's talk about another reboot here.
Yes, let's do that.
It's so exciting.
The Naked Gun. I'm sure I'm not sure you've seen them, Brad, but I'm sure
Leslie-
Vic's seen them with.
Leslie Nielsen.
Yes, Leslie Nielsen. God
I think
rest her
OJ
soul.
was in a couple of those, wasn't he?
He was in all of them.
Yeah. See, there you go.
That's how old they are. OJ was in them.
OJ was like
before
a
he
cop.
committed any crimes.
OJ was stopping crimes before he
Committed crimes.
allegedly.
No,
Gloves
no,
didn't
committed
fit. You
them.
must quit.
he's guilty now. He's guilty.
Of stealing his own memorabilia from like Las Vegas hotel rooms. That's fine. He's stealing his own stuff. You can't arrest a man for doing that.
Yeah, they're gonna. They're rebooting The Naked Gun with Ed Helms playing Frank Drebin.
Well,
Yes, I don't know about this.
You're trying to cash in on Ed Helms' name, I think.
probably.
Oh, he's a funny, goofy actor. Let's put him in this movie. Show will do great.
Oh yeah, he's slated to play the Frank Drebin role. It is being written by Thomas Lennon and Robert Ben Garrett, best known for Night at the Museum and Reno 911. So
I think we're just getting to the point that, like, in 20 years, every movie imaginable has been remade. 'Cause
yeah, It's pretty much it's not just like the film industry; it's the music industry too. They're recycling everything. They're running out of originality, and that's sad.
Yeah, I mean, I think people got the wrong idea when people said we should recycle. You know, they're like, let's recycle movies and TV shows because we have no originality. I really want to know how many weeks consecutively we've mentioned a
Some
reboot.
sort.
Yeah,
I think
every week. I don't think ever since we started. I think.
Yeah, I don't think we've had one show where we've not had anything about remakes.
It's pathetic. That's the era that we're in right now in movies.
I mean, I'd rather switch that up and freaking start talking about Lindsay Lohan again.
That was always fun. I
It was always
had
fun.
something every week about Lindsay Lohan.
Like, honestly, that would be more entertaining for me than having to talk about remakes all the time.
Those were the days.
Yes.
Well, she's all clean now, so there probably won't be any stories.
Is she clean?
She's getting clean or cleaner.
Getting clean.
She's getting cleaned.
Give it time.
Well, I know, like, she had that movie with, what's his name? James
Herbie,
Dean.
I almost called him Furby, but
James Dean, the porn star or whatever.
that wasn't Lindsay Lohan, was it?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, she has a what?
She had a movie with one, like a porn star, and from what I heard,
Like a movie or like a movie?
just an ordinary movie there.
Oh.
Down, Vic, down.
Movie?
And I heard that was probably, I heard that it was pretty bad.
All of her movies are pretty bad.
Well, I heard this is like on the list of bad movies of the year, which will,
For this year?
yes,
Oh my gosh.
but yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. Alright, well, change things up a little bit. Let's talk about some sad news, you guys. Because this past week we lost not one, not two, but 3 Hollywood
I
stars.
feel like we should cue like the violin from the Titanic movie.
Yeah, we gotta get we gotta set the tone. Yeah, we lost Peter O'Toole, Joan Fontaine, who actually, not that long ago, I mentioned her on this day in history. It was her birthday not too long ago, so that might sound familiar to you. And Tom Lawlin. Tom Lawlin, the actor, writer, director, and producer who created the Billy Jack movie series of the 1970s, died on Thursday in Los Angeles due to pneumonia, and he was 82. So that was just one of the losses we got. Oscar-winning actress Joan Fontaine died Sunday very peacefully in her sleep of natural causes in her home in Carmel, California. She was 96. Fontaine won her Academy Award starring in Alfred Hitchcock's Suspicion, beating her nominated sister Olivia de Havilland, who was nominated for Hold Back the Dawn.
That's not a bad way to go, though. In Carmel, in your sleep.
Yeah,
That's how I rather want to go, is in my
I
sleep.
can sign me up for that one.
yeah, me too.
I don't want to have to experience a painful death.
But probably the most talked about death this past week was Peter O'Toole. 8-time Oscar nominee. He passed away Saturday evening in a hospital bed in London. He was 81. O'Toole had been battling stomach cancer. O'Toole will most be remembered for his Academy Award nominated role of T.E. Lawrence in David Lean's 1962 classic Lawrence of Arabia. So, I mean, what do you guys... I mean, that's pretty heartbreaking. To lose one of those in a week, but to lose all 3 like that's just, that's bad.
Always seems to happen in 3s and 4s.
Lots of deaths. I mean, with Paul Walker, and now these 3. Just a bad couple months for the movie industry in terms of losing people.
Watch your back, Hollywood. Final Destination's gone real.
Yeah. That's terrible. I mean, just to... I mean, those are, like classic stars. Those are legends right there. So, I mean, that's, never fun. I don't like talking about death at all.
It's depressing.
Very depressing. Let's get away from it.
Yeah, let's go to our unscripted movie scenes, take 2.
Happy times.
Yes, good
Whoa.
times, good times. 2 good movies. First one's actually from Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
One of my favorite all-time movies.
Yes, probably one of my favorite Terminator movies out of all of them, besides...
Hands down.
Yeah. The improvisation was made by Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, "I need a vacation," was not actually originally in the script whatsoever. According to James Cameron's commentary on the Terminator 2 DVD, Arnold improvised the line, basing it on a line of description from the script that said the Terminator looks like he needs a vacation.
He probably just read that wrong. And I was like,
Yeah,
I did
probably.
that vacation.
Yeah, Cameron's like, no!
He's like, you idiot.
Yeah, because he's not
That's why I don't
necessarily a
give you
good
lines.
actor.
Yeah.
He's not really a good actor to where he would make that sort of decision. So yeah, I probably misread it. misjudged it, so that's hilarious.
But it made
there.
the scene kind of nice though, because the whole movie he's trying to become more human, I guess.
Yeah.
John Connor trying to show him how to become more human. So him saying that kind of adds to his character a little bit, but looks like he just might have messed up.
Might have.
Well, either way, it was an interesting line. And last, Shaun of the Dead, one of my favorite movies. When Ed, which was played by Nick Frost, attempts to cheer his buddy Sean, which was played by Simon Pegg, up at the pub by regaling him with stories about the regulars there, including describing a woman who looks like an ex-porn star. What was in the script merely a meeting in the pub, apparently Pegg's giggly responses to Frost's improvising are all real.
Huh. Those two have great chemistry. I mean, they've been in so many movies together.
Honestly,
it's natural for them. It's like they're playing themselves almost.
Honestly, like, I love Simon Pegg. He's a good actor, but, like, when it has anything to do with comedies, if Nick Frost is not in the movie, then I'm like,
Hasn't happened really, though.
Not really. He had, what was that one movie where he was running, like, a marathon or...
Run, Fat Boy, Run.
Yeah.
That was actually still pretty funny.
I mean, it was pretty funny, but, like, I wanted Nick Frost. Like, you have to have your sidekick there.
There was another guy in that movie that was from Shaun of the Dead, so it kind of made up for it a little bit. It was still funny, I thought.
I don't know. But that is the unscripted movie scenes for the week.
Ta-da. I don't
Yes.
know. Yeah.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Ta-da-ka. Ta-da-ka. But Forbes.com actually came out with a list of the top 10 grossing actors of the year. And actresses, of course.
And we don't mean, like, gross, like, oh, they're sick.
Like Lindsay Lohan or something, you know.
Yeah.
It basically grossing is how much their movies actually made throughout the year, not how much they actually got paid, but as far as like their actual movies.
Mm-hmm.
So number 10, Jennifer Lawrence. Her movies made $700 million this year,
Wow.
Good job, beautiful.
and that's number 10. $700 million.
$700 million, yeah.
At number 10, and number 9 was Chris Hemsworth with 701 million.
Oh, mighty Thor.
It probably all just came from Thor.
Probably, yeah. All that came from Thor, yeah.
John Goodman made $743 million.
That dude's everywhere.
John Goodman.
John Goodman. Yeah.
He's everywhere.
Wow. What was he in? I mean,
I don't even know.
he's got the Monuments Men coming out, but that's...
Did it come out overseas already? And that's how
It might have. I'm not sure. That's crazy.
This is the one that really kind of.
You need an ID being like he's literally like everywhere.
He's always in Oscar-nominated movies.
Not just that though. I mean, like he was in Hangover 3. I mean, he puts his stamp everywhere.
Yeah.
He shows up randomly, so you never know when he's gonna pop up next. But
And
this next
he's a
one-
good actor.
Yeah. So with the Monuments Men coming out, I'm sure that'll add to that total. But this one was kind of weird. Billy Crystal,
Wow.
$743 million.
Well, the only he had Parental Guidance or was that last year? I don't remember.
I don't even know.
I know he had Monsters University. That's the only other thing I could think of.
That probably was a big moneymaker.
Yes.
That might be the only
That's
thing.
probably
Probably
all
it.
it was. And number 5 was our beautiful, beautiful Sandra Bullock, who made $862 million this year.
Yeah.
So with
Turning
Gravity and The Heat.
Heat, yeah.
you know, of
Turning the
course.
heat up.
Turn the heat up.
Turn the heat up.
Turning the heat
Turn the
up.
heat up. On the heat. Number 4 was Vin Diesel, $887 million.
The things he does for his country.
And then actually I skipped one. So number 7 was Billy Crystal. Number 6 was actually Paul Walker, $789 million. Yeah.
That's depressing.
Yes.
So when Paul Walker, then Sandra Bullock, then Vin Diesel at $887 million. Next one was Steve Carell with $964 million.
He's been doing a lot of movies.
Despicable Me 2,
Yeah. Anchorman.
2.
Anchorman 2,
He's doing everything in 2.
Steve Carell number 2. Number 2 actually was Robert Downey Jr.
You gotta have Iron Man on that list.
$1.2 billion.
He is the Iron Man.
Should we make some guesses on who number 1 is?
I already know who number 1 is.
I think you guys already know who number 1 is.
And I'm kind of baffled.
This one, came out of nowhere, especially with Robert Downey. His Iron Man movie made astronomical numbers. Number 1 was actually Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah.
Rocky Maivia. Rocky sucks. Chance from back
Die,
in the day.
Rocky, die.
Die Rocky Die Chance, yeah. The Nation Domination. But
I'm surprised, but yet when I think about it, he has done a lot of movies this past year.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in Pain and Gain. He did the G.I. Joe movie. He's
Fast Six.
He's in the Fast Furious. He's doing Hercules.
He's everywhere.
Yeah, he's literally been taking roles left and right.
So Tony Stark made $1.2 billion. The Rock made $1.3 billion in his movies. So he beat him by 0.1 billion.
And both are part of Marvel.
Yep.
Face Off.
So
Pretty good.
yeah, that's some
So
of those names are
1.3
surprising.
billion dollars The Rock gross this year. It's still not even over. But
Yeah,
I think his
and-
movies are over for the year.
And
But
the funny thing is, like, some of these people that are on the top 10 lists, like, got on that list by just doing one movie.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was like the case for Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal,
Chris
Chris
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth. I mean, he did. Oh, actually, no, he did 2. He was in Rush.
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, you had Billy Crystal, you have Robert Downey Jr.
Steve Carell, Despicable Me Too. That's all
Yeah.
I can really think of.
Yeah, because Anchorman hasn't. I mean, it just came out today, so
Yeah, no, they made this list like a week or so ago. So,
yeah.
but $1.3 billion.
I would love to make that. Yeah.
I want to see his little contract. Like, I get 5% of all my gross or something. Even like 2% of all that would be.
A lot. Yeah.
God, the things I have to do with that money.
You would not be able to spend that in like 7 lifetimes.
I wouldn't. Wouldn't have a problem with that.
Like, give me like 20 minutes at a Best Buy.
I'd be
I'd be fine.
I'd be happy going to Best Buy, but then
You could buy everything at Best Buy.
I literally would sleep with the money.
You could buy Best Buy. It'd be a pretty.
It'd still
good-
have-
That would be a Best Buy. Hey!
Hey, I see what you
yeah.
did there with your shirt and your shoes.
Yeah. Okay, well, it's now time for this week's edition of.
Vic's Pick.
Man, that song always gets me going. Like, Brett's always singing it. There's a little song like that.
We need you to do it one time.
We will.
Like,
We
take
dare you to.
that out and then put you just...
I gotta study the entire song, like each
Like
note.
the pitch.
Yeah, the
I swear to
pitch,
God,
yeah.
it reminds me of that scene from Liar Liar, like... Yeah, about...
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But that is, of course, from my good friend in Cynical. If you guys like that intro, go to their Facebook page. Just at Cynical. Go check it out. They have more music on there. More music coming up. They're a bunch of cool guys too. So
We'll post a link on our Facebook page to their Facebook page.
I will. Yeah, because they actually posted.
You can like their page and like our page.
just like we're all one big giant family here. So go do that now. I'm not gonna start the segment until you guys go and do it.
So we're gonna be waiting here for a while.
I know. I'm just gonna pretend that people went ahead and
Yeah.
did it. So somebody on Twitter actually did guess Vic's pick this week. As always, I always post a picture. It's usually like a random scene. It's never really
Yeah.
an iconic one, just to kind of
Little
get the
snippet.
juices
Kind of make you
going.
think.
Yeah.
And the person that did it was at RSV777
It's a lot of
on,
sevens.
on Twitter there.
Is it 7 sevens?
No, it's 3
That's
sevens.
3 sevens.
Oh,
But
well,
it's
then
not
that's
like it's not
Dude,
like
come on. You
seven.
should have had 7 sevens. Come
Did you hear him say 7 sevens? It'd be 7 7 7 7
on the
7 7.
seventh season
That'd
of
be
the
crazy.
seventh score, and I don't know
Are you trying to quote Bruce Almighty?
something. I
on.
don't
The
even know what I'm
7th
trying.
son.
So this movie is 1987's crime drama The Untouchables.
Good movie.
119 minutes long of just pure awesomeness from director Brian De Palma.
That's what I was about to say. Brian De Palma.
Brian De Palma. Brian De
Mission
Palma.
Impossible. Scarface.
Scarface, Carlito's Way.
Carrie. The original.
I was gonna say the
The
original.
yeah.
Starring Kevin Costner, Sean Connery, Robert De Niro, Andy Garcia, and Patricia Clarkson.
Wow. Some cast.
To name, just
Yeah.
obviously a couple of them. It's about federal agent Elliot Ness assembles a small hand-picked team to set out to stop Al Capone during the Prohibition era.
I love that era.
It's a great era.
This was inspired, because I always have a reason for picking my Vic's pick. I think I should start saying that on air too. Like, I picked this movie just because blah, 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 So this was inspired by Mob City because I've been watching that.
That's a good... Like, I'm almost
Yeah.
sad to see it end.
The third episode, or third hour, I don't know how they're breaking it
Tonight?
down, but that one, the ending to that third hour.
Did it
was-
already happen?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think it's about to end this week.
Yeah, tonight's the last night.
Yeah, so that's what kind of inspired me. I was like, oh yeah, that reminds me of The Untouchables, and then I went to watch it again, and I was like, this is a great movie. It has to be Vic's pick.
It's an awesome series too, Mob City. If you haven't watched it, check it out. It's amazing.
If you like that timepiece, era stuff, this is perfect.
It makes me want to play the video game LA Noire.
They get
up until a certain point. But IMDb has this movie at an 8 out of 10, which
pretty good.
And this time I didn't round. This one was a
This
legit
was 8,
like
yeah.
8.
I would say a 10 out of 10 because that movie is awesome.
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes has a 81% approval rating on it. Production budget was actually only $20 million.
That's not
I
bad.
mean,
Well, I mean, for the time it was made.
Yeah, I mean, cost wasn't so high back then.
At the box office, it made $76.2 million.
76.2?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Box office. It actually debuted at number 2 with $10 million that weekend when it came out.
Wow.
Number 3 was Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh my god!
I had a chuckle to myself
Harry
when I
and the
yeah.
Hendersons.
Yeah, I kind of reenacted the scene after I did that, and I was like, "Arr."
I can't even watch that movie anymore.
I'm sure if I saw it, it would just look ridiculous. Probably.
Well, it does. 'Cause, I mean, I remember watching that when I was a kid, but now, like, I saw it on TV, and I was like, I tried to sit through it, and I'm like, I can't even do it.
We better not talk about it for too much, because it might get remade or something. You never know.
Honestly, I bet it's already on the drawing board.
Stop talking about right now. That's how they're getting the
Yeah,
ideas from
and number
listening to
1
us.
was Beverly Hills Cop 2.
They're talking about making a 4th one.
Well, yeah,
With
I
him
mean,
too, right? With Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, and Brett Ratner directing.
well, yeah.
That made $12.4 million. So this really is a musical.
Yeah, see how Brian's doing.
I'm practicing.
And as always, I always bring some fun facts. A handful of them, actually. This is Patricia Clarkson's film debut.
Ooh,
Is it?
nice.
Yep. And Albert H. Wolf, the last survivor of the real-life Untouchables, was a consultant to the film and helped Kevin Costner with his portrayal of Elliot Ness.
Nice.
Yeah. Robert De Niro didn't have much time to gain the extra weight needed for his role, so that he had to wear pads and pillows.
Pads
to
and
pad it,
pillows.
yeah. Pads and pillows for the desired effect of looking like the chunkier Capone.
Yeah.
And we always talk about, like, oh, maybe this actor was actually going to be this character. A lot of that went on in this one for the role of Elliot Ness. So, of course, played by Kevin Costner, Michael Douglas, Don Johnson, Mel Gibson were considered for the role.
Michael Douglas maybe,
That would have been interesting, but Don Johnson,
Don
I can't
Johnson,
see.
yeah.
or Mel Gibson. No.
Yeah, I
Harrison
can't see.
Ford, Jack Nicholson, and William Hurt were also considered for the role, but I turned it down. William Hurt, I can kind of see.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson, I
Jack
can't.
Nicholson,
He'd be more like a villain. He'd probably would be
he tried to be Capone.
Capone.
That's how the French say it, I guess.
Cap one.
Cap one. But yeah, it's on Netflix. 8 out of 10. It's a pretty lengthy movie, so make sure you have a lot of popcorn and some blankets. It's a little cold, so you can kind of get all comfy and stay indoors.
I give it a 10 out of 10.
I feel bad for the guy who plays Al Capone on Boardwalk Empire because it was already done so well by Robert De Niro. I mean, how many people have played Al Capone? I mean, I don't think there's been a whole lot of people.
No, you'd be surprised.
But, well, I'm sure Robert De Niro's probably done it the best.
Probably.
Of all of them.
So yeah, go ahead and check it out. It's on Netflix, instant streaming. They finally did something right by putting this movie on.
Yeah.
So
I've
take
seen it on
advantage.
there.
Take advantage while it's still there. So,
Yeah, before it's gone.
Because
I'm
that
sure it'll
one,
be gone
that one
soon.
surprised us, yeah.
So that is this week's Vic's pick.
Great pick.
Yes, an awesome pick. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, some weekly film fun facts, so don't go away.
And welcome back, everybody. We are going to start the second half of the show here with some weekly film facts. And I thought, last week with The Hobbit coming out, we did some Hobbit facts. And since today, and we were just quoting this off air a few minutes ago, since Anchorman came out today, I said, let's get some Anchorman
Oh,
film
right.
facts in there. Some of these are pretty interesting. I've never heard any of these before. Adam McKay and Will Ferrell had to pitch the idea to DreamWorks execs 20 times before they finally gave it an okay. The studio was doubtful that McKay and Ferrell could make a solid comedy based on reporters in the 1970s. It wasn't until after the success of Elf and Old School that the studio finally realized the film was kind of a big deal.
I see what you did there.
Nice.
Kind of a big deal.
I wish they would have filmed, like...
People know me.
Exactly. Under that, they had the picture of...
When he says that?
Yeah.
My apartment smells of rich mahogany. And many leather-bound
I would
books.
love to... Like, they should have had, like, a camera just filming all these... 20 times of pitching this film. Like, I could see, like, Will Ferrell, like, and his craziness, like, trying to pitch
It's been
this.
hilarious.
I probably would have laughed my rear end off.
I probably would have also. As iconic as the San Diego Channel 4 News team is with David Koechner and Paul Rudd, several others were considered for the roles. John C. Reilly was to play Champ Kind. Ben Stiller and Ron Livingston were both considered for Brian Fantana. Chris Parnell was considered to play Brick Tamlin, and Maggie Gyllenhaal auditioned for the role of Veronica.
Wow.
John C. Reilly I could have seen, because later on we saw them in Step Brothers, and the chemistry was great. But Chris Parnell.
No, but he's still in the movie, right? He's like the assistant or something.
Yeah.
Or like at the
Ben Stiller.
No.
Maggie Gyllenhaal as Veronica.
Buenas tardes. Well, yeah, I don't want to finish.
Estás?
Yeah.
As infamous as a ladies' man as Ron Burgundy is, his legend was actually inspired by another famous womanizer, Ron Jeremy. Anchorman gets its title from the documentary on Germany.
Germany.
See what I did there?
That's a very educational.
Anchorman gets its title from the documentary on Jeremy, porn star, The Legend of Ron Jeremy.
Come see how good I look.
Kind of interesting.
Breaking news. Cannonball.
It's a good movie.
One of the most quotable movies of all time, but that is the weekly film facts.
Awesome.
Well, we are going to get into some early predicting here because recently the Hollywood Foreign Press revealed its nominations for the Golden Globes this year.
Golden Globes!
See, we're getting ready for the musical. Getting ready for it? See, we're going to have to put Brian in the best actor for comedy or musical because he would probably win for musical.
I freaking better.
But yeah, we got some of the Golden Globe nominations, and I'm going to read them. This is excluding some things like TV, because...
Yeah, it's not the whole list.
Yeah,
it would take like 20 to 30 minutes probably.
These are the major categories. We're going to start here with Best Animated Feature Film. So I hope you guys have your predictions in front of you.
I have mine on the board.
The nominations for Best Animated Feature Film for the Golden Globes are The Croods, Despicable Me 2, and Frozen. Only 3. Typically they have more at the Academy Awards, but only 3. They don't do foreign feature or animated feature films yet until the Oscars. But I got Frozen winning this one. What do you guys think?
I also have to go with Frozen.
Vic?
I have The Croods.
You're going against Disney?
It was a great movie.
He's going against
It
Disney.
was a really, really good movie.
I have not seen any of these 3 films, so
I haven't either, but it's always usually Disney that prevails.
Yeah, some of these films haven't came out
So
yet.
they have the cash. They buy their stuff.
Wasn't it DreamWorks that did The Cruise? I want to say it was DreamWorks.
They're
Yeah.
making a sequel too, I believe. So
Yeah, that's what I've
Croods
heard.
too, yeah.
Well, just to let people know, for these upcoming predictions here that we're about to do, some of these films we have not seen, so we can't really judge people's acting in these films because we haven't seen them. Some of them haven't came out yet, but this is kind of a crapshoot. This is based off who we think are going to win.
We're rolling the dice.
Best Supporting Actress in a Motion Picture, you got Sally Hawkins for Blue Jasmine, which is a film I haven't heard of. You got Jennifer Lawrence in American Hustle. Lupita Nyong'o in 12 Years a Slave. I hope I'm saying that right. If not, I'm sorry. Julia Roberts in August Osage County, and June Squibb in Nebraska. I got Lupita Nyong'o for 12 Years a Slave for Best Supporting Actress. I've heard a lot of things about 12 Years a Slave, especially the acting in this movie, and it's fantastic. So
I have to go with the love of my life, Jennifer Lawrence.
For American Hustle.
Yes.
What do you guys think?
you just want people to know.
Yeah, he wants people to know.
I have Sally Hawkins. I don't know why or what. I think maybe because I like the name Blue Jasmine, or I don't know.
Maybe that might be it.
Is she
Isn't that
related to
Beyonce's
Billy
baby's name,
Hawkins?
Blue Jasmine or Blue Ivy or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
That could have been why too. But well, so Sally Hawkins.
All right, moving on. Best Supporting Actor in a Motion Picture. You got Barkhad Abdi from Captain Phillips, the guy that says the line.
I'm the captain now.
Look at me.
Yeah.
I sound like the Kevin Mutombo. That's not. That's not really. No.
No. Yeah. This was actually his first film, and he's nominated for a Golden Globe, so that's pretty awesome for him. Daniel Bruhl in Rush. I never saw Rush, but I want to say that guy was in Inglourious Bastards as well.
Yeah, he was.
I think.
He was.
Yeah. Bradley Cooper for American Hustle, Michael Fassbender for 12 Years a Slave, and Jared Leto for Dallas Buyers Club. And I think this one's unanimous here. I got Jared Leto for Dallas Buyers Club. Hands
I also
down.
have Jared Leto. I mean, when you play,
Yeah.
you play a guy who's in drag, you play mentally, like,
Yeah.
special, I don't want to say mentally retarded, special needs,
Yeah.
like, any of those roles, you're going to get some,
If you do it well, yeah. If you play gay or, yeah.
it's his comeback.
Yeah. We've heard buzz for awards attached to this role for a while, so yeah, that was unanimous there. Best Actress in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. You got Amy Adams for American Hustle, Julie Delpy for Before Midnight, Greta Gerwig for Frances Ha, Julia Louis-Dreyfus for Enough Said, and Meryl Streep for August Osage County. I got Meryl Streep. I got to go with Meryl Streep. I've heard she's playing a drug-addicted mother in this one, so you know that's got some award talk for sure.
She's always nominated.
Yeah.
I have all respect for Streep, but I honestly I don't see her getting it. I have to go with my other girl, Amy Adams.
So far, you're going with the two ladies in American Hustle.
Because they're hustlers.
Yeah.
I'm going with Amy Adams.
Really? You guys are going against the Streeper.
Hey, she was nominated last year and didn't win, so it's not always her year.
Well, we'll see what happens. But Best Actress in a Motion Picture Drama, you got Cate Blanchett in Blue Jasmine, Sandra Bullock in Gravity, Judi Dench for Philomnia, Emma Thompson in Saving Mr. Banks, and Kate Winslet in Labor Day. I got to go with Sandra Bullock in Gravity. She was phenomenal in that movie.
I'm going with Cate Blanchett.
And Blue Jasmine. That's who a lot of people are saying it's between, is Cate Blanchett and Sandra Bullock. Vic?
I'm going with Sandy.
Sandy, yeah.
So Sandra, to
Yeah,
people that don't know her personally.
Sandy. You know her personally. You're friends.
Yeah, I mean, I know her
That's
from the
how you
George
guys
Lopez show and whatnot.
Yeah.
So.
Introduce us.
Yeah, introduce us.
She's mine. That kid is not a top. That's mine.
For Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy, you got Leonardo DiCaprio for The Wolf of Wall Street, Christian Bale in American Hustle, Bruce Dern in Nebraska, Oscar Isaac in Inside Llewyn Davis, and Joaquin Phoenix in Her.
Hi-oh.
Hey! See what I did there?
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta go with Leo for The Wolf of Wall Street. I've heard a lot about his performance in this movie, and I've heard it's pretty good, but I don't think he's gonna win the Oscar again, but I think he'll get a Golden Globe.
I don't.
Who you got? You got Phoenix?
Surprisingly, yeah, I'm going with Phoenix. I don't know why, but this is just a shoot in the dark.
Joaquin
It's because of the
Phoenix in
mustache,
Her.
isn't it?
Yeah.
It's because of the mustache.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, honestly, I just
You grow a mustache, you'll win a Golden Globe.
That's just how it works.
it pretty much is. But I don't know. I mean, like I haven't seen this movie. I know, like we've been curious, we've been wanting to see it ever since the trailer came out, but. I don't know. There's just something about it where I got that feeling.
He won for Walk the Line. He won a Golden Globe for that. So he's
In the
definitely going
curveball, I have Oscar Isaac.
See, I wanted to go with Oscar Isaac because I've heard a lot about this movie.
That movie made like a top 10. I think it was AFI's top
Yeah.
10 list of
Yep.
the year.
It's the Coen brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Goodman's in that movie, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
That's probably why he made all those millions, right?
That's what I'm saying. He's everywhere.
Yeah, well, I was going to go out of the box and pick that, but I got to go with Leonardo DiCaprio there. Best Actor in a Motion Picture Drama, you got Chiwetel Ejiofor. Again, I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right.
Chiwetel.
I'm sorry.
It's Chiwetel.
For 12 Years a Slave, you got Idris Elba for Mandela. Is he playing...
Is he playing Mandela?
I think... maybe.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Man, I might change my mind.
He
He's a great actor, yeah.
Yeah, so that's perfect. I mean, it's not perfect, you know what I mean.
You are cold-hearted.
Then you got Tom Hanks for Captain Phillips, Matthew McConaughey for Dallas Buyers Club, and then you got Robert Redford for All's Lost. You got a legend in there right there. But I got to go with Chiwetel Ejiofor. Hope I'm saying that right. For 12 Years a Slave.
I also have that one.
I've heard a lot of good things about his performance.
I kind of went back and forth on this one. It was between Matthew McConaughey and Tom Hanks.
Mm-hmm.
I have Tom Hanks written down. I don't know if that's going to be my final answer. I think I'm going to switch it, pull a curveball again, and go with Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
You know Matthew McConaughey?
I'm going to go with Matthew McConaughey. Just from the trailers, he just looks like incredible. So
You are a fan, brother.
I don't really like Matthew McConaughey, but he looks
You don't?
incredible.
It seems like he's always playing the same character almost.
He is.
Kinda like
Talks the same.
Kind of like Clooney plays the same person.
little bit, yeah, he does.
But I'm going to go with Matthew McConaughey.
All
just
right.
because that transformation he did.
All right. I see what I did there?
All right.
And then for Best Director, you got Alfonso Cuarón for Gravity. You got Paul Greengrass for Captain Phillips. Steve McQueen for 12 Years a Slave. Alexander Payne for Nebraska. And then David Russell for American Hustle. See what I did there?
Russell and Hustle.
Oh!
He's a hustler, baby.
Alright, I gotta go with Alfonso Cuarón simply because of the visual effects. You have to... I mean, you gotta have a vision to
That could have gone
accomplish that.
bad. Like,
Yeah.
instantly, if he didn't have the direction.
Exactly. I mean, sort of the similar thing with Life of Pi last year with Ang Lee. I mean, that visual effects, and he won it for the Golden Globe and the Academy Award, so I gotta go with Alfonso Cuarón.
I'm going against that one. I'm actually going with Steve McQueen.
For 12 Years a Slave?
Yes.
Alright.
I'm going with Alfonso Cuarón.
Good choice. Good
Cuarón.
choice. Yeah,
Cuarón.
Cuarón, yeah, I think that's what it is, yeah. We got two more here. Best Motion Picture for Musical or Comedy. You got American Hustle, Her, Inside Llewyn Davis, Nebraska, and The Wolf of Wall Street. And this is really a no-brainer for me. American Hustle. David O. Russell. See what I did there? Yeah, I mean, this movie, I think it's no competition in that category.
I'm also going with American Hustle.
American Hustle.
Unanimous. See?
There you go.
And finally, Best Motion Picture for a Drama. You got 12 Years a Slave, Captain Phillips, Gravity, Philomnia, and Rush. And again, I mean, people are kind of going back and forth between Gravity and 12 Years a Slave, but I got to go 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah, I think 12 Years a Slave is not only going to win the Golden Globe, but I feel like it's going to win Best Picture.
Yeah, I do too. Unless, I don't know, out of the furnace may. I mean, there's going to be some additionals. There's going to be some names on this list that will not be on the Academy Awards ballot. So
once Out of the Furnace gets into like all these categories, I'm switching every single one
Out of the Furnace
to Out of the Furnace. Best actor, best actor, just everything. Best supporting actor for Casey Affleck. So I'm switching it all over to. I'm going all in on Out of the Furnace. Very good.
So you going with 12 Years a Slave for Best Motion Picture Drama?
No, for that one, I'm going with Gravity.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, see, some of these names, and I even looked last year, a lot of the names that were on the Golden Globe nominations list were not on the Academy Award. Like Ben Affleck won the Best Director Golden Globe for Argo, and then he wasn't even nominated for the Oscars. So it happens a lot. But we will see what happens. So everyone's got, I mean, we've got, obviously, soundproof that we've made our predictions, but keep your papers. Let's see who gets the most right.
Might as well tell the fans when is the Golden Globes.
I don't have the date exactly in front of me.
Wow.
I want to say it's January 13th, if I'm not mistaken.
I just put him on the spot and he failed.
Well, Tina Fey and Amy Poehler are hosting again. So.
Yeah,
Yes.
they are. I don't know why. Again,
They were phenomenal.
were they? I didn't even watch the Golden Globes last year. It's Sunday, January 12th, so it's coming up
Yes.
right around the corner. But yes,
Yes.
Golden Globe nominations, everybody. All right.
Well, back to the news. We're going to talk some Terminator since obviously we know there's a reboot coming.
Yep.
They finally found
Genesis.
a Sarah Connor.
Yeah, it didn't take too long.
Emilia Clarke from Games of Thrones is playing Sarah Connor.
I'm not familiar with her. I don't watch Game of Thrones. I asked because my sister watches Games of Thrones, and she didn't even know that she knew who Emilia Clarke was, but she didn't know that she was in Game of Thrones. I'm like, how do you do that? You watch Game of Thrones, you know who Emilia Clarke is.
She's pretty. I'll give her that.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be Brie Larson. Everyone kept saying, Brie Larson's going to play Sarah Connor, but obviously they went a different route. Yeah, but I'm not familiar with her at all, really.
But it is slated to hit theaters July 2nd, 2015. So, I don't know. You guys think it's a good choice? Sarah Connor?
Sure. I mean, they're doing the whole reboot thing. Why not get somebody newer?
Yeah, I mean...
So.
Well, yeah, I don't think Linda Hamilton's available.
You know why I think they do that?
Could be.
I mean, you could argue that it's a reboot, they want to get new faces in there, but I think maybe established actors don't want to be in a reboot, so they get younger people who's willing to, help their career. But yeah, I'm just mad that I wanted to see, continuation from Terminator Salvation.
Yeah.
I wanted to see Christian Bale back, Vic's like, oh, they're like, no.
No.
Well, I think after he kind of went after that film crew.
Didn't he slap his mom too or something?
Slapped his mom?
Did he
Christian
really?
Bale? Yeah, he slapped his mom.
He slapped the crew member's mom?
No,
his mom.
His own mom.
Oh.
Why? I didn't hear that.
I forgot. Or his sister. He slapped somebody in his family. Yeah,
That's
he went
crazy.
crazy for a little bit.
When he on
Well,
Terminator?
I remember hearing in the
think so.
recording, he went off on one of the crew members for getting in the way.
Is he
He
a
did that as
dick?
well.
Yeah, he can be.
I
I heard the recording, and my God.
I want to say it was him that somebody slapped. I want to say it was Christian Bale, but I could be wrong on that.
As good as an actor he is, and
Yeah.
I did hear the recording. He went off on him bad.
You always forget that he's British too, or he's something. He's not American.
Yeah,
Christian Bale.
I thought he was Australian.
Something.
Honestly, you'll be surprised. I've heard stories from that, from Russell Crowe with the telephone incident.
South Park made fun of Russell Crowe, of course.
Honestly, some of these actors, they can lose it a time or two.
Yeah, they're human. I mean, that's what happens.
But, there are some out there that are pretty bad.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin. I think.
Alec Baldwin's one of them. Yes.
His phone call with his daughter.
Yeah, calling her a pig.
Yeah,
That's pretty
that
bad.
was bad.
That was really bad.
Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson's another crazy one. Sadly, I have to throw Kurt Russell under the bus. I'm sorry. Kurt?
Well, who'd he beat up? Mel Griffin.
No, he's just one of those type of actors where you don't even want to get in his face because he'll diss and dismiss you.
There's a lot of a lot of actors. I mean, it's rare when you find an actor who's actually, you know, seems normal. You know, they're human almost. Like I almost called him Jesse Pinkman. Aaron Paul. I watched a video on TMZ the other day. They were following him for like 4 blocks, and he was talking to people, and they were just putting things in his face, and he was signing them, no problem.
Well, yeah, I have a Breaking Bad like stories like set in motion. Once I finish it, I still have to finish it, but like. He is one of the nicest dudes from what I've heard. Like, he honestly, like, he was done filming, but then came, like, literally on his day off, came back to set to say goodbye to some of the other cast members that were, like, finishing up.
Yeah, he's really down to earth.
And, like, he actually, like, comes out of his house. I've heard this.
Yeah.
Like, he came out of his house one time.
Tor was going by.
Yeah, Toro was going by and, like, just signed autographs.
Yeah. That's...
Like, I've never heard of an actor, like, do that. Like, on their day off, like, oh, there's a tour bus. I think I'll go out there and sign some autographs.
Well, we kind of saw something similar, like, with Tom Cruise at the War of the Worlds premiere.
Yeah, he came in...
Came across the street and didn't...
Well, yeah, he came, like, 2 hours early before the premiere actually started.
And we got his autograph.
Yes.
Which was kind of cool.
And Katie Holmes was a little bit...
Yeah.
Snobbish.
She just kind of stood back. I mean, that's just... And
She was still drinking the Kool-Aid.
and look where they're at now, so, I mean, it's okay. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty rare when you find actors that will actually take the time to be courteous to other people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. So I have some news about Brian's favorite
movie.
movie. Then
I see you.
you about to slap me?
I was gonna slap you down. I was like, where is he going?
Is he gonna put his finger like shh or something? Like what are you gonna
Yeah.
do?
No, I see you.
It is about Avatar 2, 3, and 4. Because Brian loved the first one so much.
God, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah.
No, it
shot-
won't stop there. It's gonna continue.
I don't know. I don't think James Cameron's gonna go that far.
Oh, who knows? If he
Like
doesn't,
7, 8,
someone
9,
else
10.
will.
I don't think
14.
so. I think 4 might be the top.
They're still making like the books from the movies too.
Yeah.
But basically, we have talked about The Hobbit, how it does film in New Zealand. They film pretty much like for a couple years, just back to back kind of thing. So now Avatar's gonna be doing the same thing out in New Zealand.
New Zealand's a popular location, it seems like.
Yeah. So the first one's gonna arrive in theaters December 2016. The subsequent sequels are gonna then be landing in theaters December. It looks like in December in 2017 and 2018.
So consecutive Decembers. 3 years
December
straight.
starting in
Consistency.
December 16.
Yeah.
And so far, no one's really been casted except for, of course, Sam Worthington, Zoe Saldana, who was in Out of the Furnace as well,
Yeah.
and Stephen Lang. So only 3 people so far. But expect a lot of Avatar
Yeah.
coming soon.
I heard what's his face, the guy that played the villain in the first one, was possibly coming back. I don't know how, but
What villain? I don't even remember.
the guy with the scar on his face.
I can't even remember. It's been so long since I've seen that movie.
Well, yeah, I don't remember his name either. I just remember he had a scar on his face.
Scarface. Let's just call him
Scarface.
Commander.
Yeah, we'll just call him Commander
Scarface.
Scarface. Yeah, apparently I kept hearing rumors that he was going to be back, which I don't understand. 'cause
Giovanni Ribisi.
he
He was
died.
in that too.
Yeah, yeah. Sigourney Weaver.
I can't remember if he...
She died.
I know, but we're talking about people who were in it.
Giovanni Ribisi.
Didn't you say the Scarface guy died? You
Yeah,
said-
he died, but I kept hearing rumors that he was coming back.
Well, then hell, maybe Sigourney Weaver could be in it. If people are dying and coming back, it
Is
can
it
happen.
is the Tree of Life coming back? You know, their huge tree that they have. Is that coming back? 'Cause
I don't know.
It got pretty
It
burned
kind of
out.
depends what the Tree of Life wants in the contract.
Well,
I'm holding out for less fire next time.
what do you guys think? I mean, like, Avatar's the highest grossing film of all time. Do you think any of these ones have a chance of topping Avatar, the first?
I don't know.
I think it's got a pretty
I don't know
goddamn
about
I'm
chance.
sure it
topping.
probably has a good opportunity. I mean, we're gonna see stuff underwater.
Yeah.
I don't know about topping, but James Cameron's going to be on that top grossing list.
He's on it.
Is it just
he's got
me?
1 and 2, Titanic and
Yeah.
Avatar.
Is it just me, or is he fascinated with water?
Yeah, he is.
He seems to be fascinated with water. He wants to film this in water.
I am
I mean,
terrified of water. I'm terrified
he
of the
did
ocean.
Titanic, and now he's doing Avatar in water. Like, it makes me wonder, like, what else is he gonna do in water?
I don't know.
Space.
Space, water, space.
Planet.
I think you're onto something there, Vic.
Mars, there's water on Mars.
I think you're onto something.
We'll figure it out. But yeah, so if you're a huge fan of Avatar, or even just a fan like Brian is, get ready for a lot of Avatar that's coming.
Sweet.
I don't want to see it.
We love
First one was-
Avatar.
the first one was awesome. What are you talking about?
I don't want to see it.
Don't you have it on?
He does.
I do have it.
Can I borrow it?
You can keep it.
Really?
What?
Can we get playback on that real quick?
Yeah.
I will take.
I will take it right now.
I'm getting up
Everyone
out of
else
my
takes my movies.
That's true.
I'm getting up out of my seat. Hang on.
I seriously, I need to start collect writing down all my movies so I know what's I'm missing. Because honestly, people just take my movies and
Right,
they never I'm still missing my Django Unchained.
Yeah, I really don't know where that's at. I'm sorry, but we are going to move on here. We were actually, we talked about some passings early in the show. This is kind of like on the same topic almost to me because this is depressing because it's one of my favorite filmmakers. Martin Scorsese is hinting at retirement, which really, that's just, I don't want to hear that. Not yet. Granted, he's 71 years old, but...
Is this harsh for me to say, but I don't want him to retire ever until he croaks?
That's not harsh at all. Clint Eastwood's doing it.
Yeah, if Clint can do it, you can do it, Martin. Exactly. You don't freaking punch out until you freaking are 6 feet underground.
Exactly.
So you don't punch out until you punch out.
Exactly. Hey, are we brothers?
Yes.
Okay.
You want to do karate out in the garage?
Yep. Yeah, well, this is what Martin Scorsese said. I have the desire to make many films, but as of now, I'm 71, and there's only a couple more left if I get to make them. So, I don't know exactly, what he's got in store. His next film is going to be The Wolf of Wall Street, which comes out in a couple of weeks. It's created a lot of buzz, for nominations. Obviously, we talked about it being at the Golden Globes, and it's expected to be at the Academy Awards, but I want to know what projects he might be interested in doing. If it's something that, projects that he's been wanting to do for a while, or if it's projects that he is going to be offered. I wonder if, I don't know what he wants to do. If it's something he's been eyeing for a long time, or like I said, if someone's going to come to him and say, hey, can you direct this for me? But I don't know if he's got some passion projects, but, it might be safe to assume that Leonardo DiCaprio might be in one of, if not all the movies that he has remaining, because they've done 5 movies together.
Oh, he's going to be in all of them.
Scorsese had this to say about Leonardo DiCaprio. We found that he regenerated my enthusiasm for making films, mainly because as you get older, it gets physically difficult, and also the business, especially the financial issues. You're responsible for a lot of money if you get it. It's all pressure, but can you do it? His enthusiasm and excitement really kept me going for another 5 pictures now. So
hey, it's like that army dude said from Saving Silverman. If you can dream it, you can do it.
That's a quote actually from Walt Disney. He stole that, but
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, we heard like Kevin Smith of all people wanting to retire, but he said that, and then he's doing Hit Somebody, the hockey series, and he's doing Clerks 3 and Tusk, so he's still got some projects. But I hope the same thing happens with...
I think Francis Ford Coppola said it best. He hasn't done a movie in a while. Mm-hmm. Quite some time. And, his reason is, he has nothing to say. Mm-hmm. If you don't have nothing to say, then, yeah, you take a step back. Do your thing.
Yeah. Well, I really enjoy Martin Scorsese's movies. He likes to call them pictures, which I think is cool. Pictures. Better than saying movies or films. Pictures.
It just sounds magical when you say that.
It does.
It sounds magical.
Even when he was on Entourage, he said it. He was like, I want you to be my new picture, but...
sounds magical.
It is. He's one of the best around.
You're the best around.
He's a genius.
Nothing's gonna keep you down.
Oh my god. See, the musical.
He has to do at least one more, epic, mobster,
gangster.
Yeah, he has
like The Departed, what he did.
Oh my god,
that was
speaking of,
masterful.
Not reboots, but sequels.
Uh-huh.
Goodfellas 2. But just something.
Yeah.
The Return of Joe Pesci.
Something epic.
Like a mobster. He actually does.
Hey, The Return of Joe Pesci.
He does a lot of historical movies like Gangs of New York. He did Shutter Island, which was based off a book. If he does something... Because the guy that wrote Shutter Island, Ben Affleck's directing one of his books. So maybe if Dennis Lehane's got a book he wants to be adapted, hey, call Martin Scorsese. He did Shutter Island.
I'll do you a picture.
Yeah, I'll do you a picture. I can't talk like Martin Scorsese, but... Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't happen for quite some time, but Martin Scorsese talking about retirement.
No. Well, if he does retire, he's going to have a theme park to go to if he wants to. There's a new theme park coming in one of the weirdest places ever, Malaysia.
Where's Malaysia? Where's Malaysia? Can somebody Google it right now? Vic, you look like you're Googling something.
Yes.
Malaysia.
Well, 20th Century Fox is now planning on getting into the theme park business, as they're going to be building a resort in Genting, Malaysia.
Malaysia.
In addition, the theme park now has an official logo and a first look at what visitors can expect from the park's attractions that was unveiled this past week. Very interesting stuff. They're going to be investing $300 million to develop this park.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot of dough.
A lot of dough.
But
dough.
Do have some tidbits of highlights from what the park will include. They're going to have 25 acres of land.
Wow.
Yes.
What?
Featuring more than 25 rides and attractions from media-based rides, thrill rides, dark rides to children rides, and even water rides.
Okay, I know where it's at now.
Rides and attractions based on 20th Century Fox blockbuster titles like Ice Age, Rio, Alien vs. Predator,
What?
Planet of the Apes, and Night at the Museum.
Wow.
Additional film build-outs to be announced at a later date, so there's going to be more film-related rides there. Retail merchandise and themed food and beverage outlets are going to be at this park.
Wow.
Yeah.
The whole shebang. Yeah, I found out where Malaysia's at. It's kind of near the Philippines and the Gulf of Thailand. They're islands. So I know where it's at. What a weird place to do it. I wonder, like we talked about, I wonder if it's ever going to come to the States.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, maybe within 5 to 6 years, possibly. Mm-hmm. Like, I could see it somewhere in the United States. Because, I mean, honestly, if you think about it, how many Disneylands do we have? I mean, you have one in Paris. Yeah, I mean, they're everywhere.
Hong Kong.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Universal and Hollywood and Orlando.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Six Flags everywhere.
Yeah.
This might be like a test run or something.
I have no doubt. I mean, honestly, like I said, if Universal can do it, like, honestly, 20th Century Fox, they feel like they can do it. And honestly, I mean, with all those, like, names that we mentioned, like, film titles like Alien vs. Predator, I mean, you could create a cool ride out of that.
If you can dream it, you can do it.
Exactly.
See what I did there?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I mean, an Ice Age ride, Alien vs. Predator.
I just think it's...
Malaysia?
Well, I mean, it's kind of a weird place to like start off at, but I mean, like, just think about it. Like, within maybe 5 to 6 years, we may have one of those theme parks somewhere in America, and like maybe we can go to it, check it out.
Well, I just thought it was a weird. I mean, why 20th Century Fox? That's just weird. I didn't expect 20th Century Fox, but I mean, Universal's got one, so might as well. I mean, I think at some point all movie studios will have a freaking theme park. Warner Brothers kind of.
No, they just have a studio tour. They're kind of like partly like Universal, where they have a backlot tour, but that's it.
What I don't understand is Warner Brothers has their Harry Potter world over at Universal, which is their rival, which I've never understood. But I'm sure at some point a lot of studios
are money out of it.
Yeah, I'm sure they are, which is weird. Yeah, well,
I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. 20th Century Fox creating a theme park.
We'll see what it looks like.
Yes. Well, we've mentioned this before. I believe it was last week or the week before. I'm losing track already. We talked about the Sandman project that Joseph Gordon-Levitt was going to star in. Mm-hmm. Well, now he's going to be in the director's chair as well.
Yeah. Kind of interesting, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he did a phenomenal job in Don John.
Yes.
That was a great movie. So, I mean, second movie. Yeah. And it's a comic book movie.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean, after we saw that movie, Don John, I even said that, he's kind of created, he's got a certain style that he kind of implemented in Don John.
Yes.
So, I mean, that was his directorial debut, obviously, so now it's leading to bigger things.
Yeah, and this is not a rumor. This is official. He actually confirmed this news, posting on his Twitter account, saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm incredibly honored to be working with David Goyer, Warner Brothers, and at Neil himself on Sandman. Prelude."
He's working with David Goyer?
Yes.
What's David Goyer? Is he writing the script? Or?
I believe so, yes.
Well, he wrote Man of Steel, and the Batman.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
A lot of people are already, because he hashtag Prelude, a lot of people are, like, the hashtag in the Prelude, some interest as it suggests that Goyer's script might focus on the series' first collection, Preludes and Nocturnes, which detail the imprisonment of Dream, his escape and reclamation of various objects of power. So,
interesting.
Possibly, kind of throwing a little teaser out there of what the movie might be about.
Well, this is now the second time that he'll star and direct. So, I mean, he's really, came out of nowhere. I mean, he's just exploring all the frontiers, and that's cool. I mean, I mean, like the Martin Scorsese thing, him retiring, that's one thing that it's going to do, is it's going to allow these younger directors to come in and make their mark, which is something that guys like Ben Affleck and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, people who are exploring the director frontier, are going to be able to do with guys like Martin Scorsese out of the picture.
The tables are turning.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about more comic book for the next little bit, actually, because we're going to talk about Edgar Wright's Ant-Man, Marvel. We've heard it, and we talked about a lot. I mean, let's get Simon Pegg in there. He's been rumored. There was a picture that he was at the Marvel Studios, and he was pointing at a picture of Ant-Man He said it was just for a podcast, but it kind of seemed suspicious with his best friend in the director's chair. But he actually sat down with SFX Magazine recently. It was him, Edgar Wright, and Nick Frost to talk about the Blu-ray release of The World's End. And of course the subject came up of Ant-Man, and Simon Pegg explained why he thinks he should not be an Ant-Man. He said, "If I was Edgar, I wouldn't cast me an Ant-Man because I think he obviously has to spread his wings as a director and be seen not to just come with me as a package. Same with Nick. We need to do things separately so we don't ultimately get seen as coming as a double act. You know, Ant-Man would be enormous, fun to be in, but I don't think Ant-Man himself has to be a lot younger than me for a start. And there probably isn't a part for me. If Edgar asked me, I'd think about it, but as his friend and his lawyer, I would advise strongly against asking me."
I didn't know he was a lawyer.
And his lawyer, yeah, that surprised me when I read it. I was like, what?
It was probably a Fear and Loathing in Las
Objection.
Vegas.
Yeah.
Objection, Your Honor.
Yes, sir?
I kind of have to agree with him.
I mean, I do. I see what he means.
But
Okay.
he could be just saying this
Well, yeah, of course.
to get off the track because you know how actors are. They like, oh, no, I'm not attached to that. And then, bam!
I can debunk this right now because, yeah, I understand what he means. You know, he wants to be seen as more than, okay, I'm Edgar Wright's, right-hand man. But Simon, I mean, especially all of them, more of Simon Pegg than Edgar Wright, but Simon Pegg, he's done things on his own. He was in the Star Trek movies, for one, which were, huge. He was in Mission Impossible. He was in Mob City. And he's
With a great accent, too, by the way.
Yes. And he's getting ready to be in 5 upcoming projects without Edgar Wright. So he's getting roles without him. Edgar Wright, he did Scott Pilgrim vs. the World without Simon, and he's getting ready to do a horror film without Simon. But there's nothing wrong with collaborations. In fact, I encourage collaborations. People like to see those sort of things. You see it all the time. Quentin Tarantino's got his collaborators. Seth Rogen and all that clique, they have their collaborations. And especially when these two have been successful doing these collaborations. Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, the World's End. And you got chemistry, it's going to make Ant-Man that much better. But what made me kind of laugh is that he said maybe he thinks he's too old to play Ant-Man. It makes me wonder, if they're looking at younger people, there's a serious rumor going around that Paul Rudd is going to be casted as Ant-Man, and he's a lot older than Simon Pegg. Because I watched an interview...
I can't even picture Paul Rudd as
I can't either. I watched an interview with Paul Rudd, and Steve Carell was there, and they asked Paul Rudd about Ant-Man, and he started kind of smiling like he knew something. He's a lot older than Simon Pegg. I think Simon Pegg is a clear-cut choice. Best friends with Edgar Wright. Chemistry is through the roof. I think they need to get Simon Pegg. And in fact, I think it would help his career. Working with Marvel, he'd be crazy to pass it up.
Absolutely. I'm baffled. I like Paul Rudd, but I can't picture him playing Ant-Man.
Yeah, I can't either. But like you said, he could be saying all this, but really, he's Ant-Man.
I'm sorry, work. Don't look like it's going to happen.
And especially that picture where he posted where he was at the Marvel Studios pointing out a picture of Ant-Man. That seemed kind of suspicious.
He was like, yeah?
Yeah.
Me?
This me?
I was just there for a podcast. I want to hear that podcast. Because I don't think so.
What podcast?
Did it
There
ever
was no
come out?
podcast.
Did it ever get released?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I think
It's all made up.
he's been talking with Marvel. He's been asked. I think he's going to be Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
Yes.
But we're going to keep it going with more Marvel news, as we always tend to do. We actually have some confirmations of who's actually going to be in Avengers 2, The Age of Ultron, besides James Spader. Of course, some other people will be returning too, some familiar faces. It actually got confirmed that Robert Downey Jr. is actually coming back for 2 more movies.
Wow.
For 2 Avengers movies. So he'll be coming back, of course. But USA Today reports that Don Cheadle will be making the leap to Avengers 2.
Wow.
Nice. Crossed and over.
Wasn't he just in a Marvel movie?
Yeah, he was in Iron Man.
Yeah. Iron Man 3?
Yeah, he's been in all of them.
Okay.
So since the Iron Man story is supposedly done with,
Mhm.
he's going to be going to the Age of Ultron. And of course, he does
He does pee?
PP?
No, he does be. No. He does play at War Machine, which we've kind of mentioned right now. That it's also being reported that he will have a key role in the conflict with Ultron. That is the main focus of the sequel.
So he's got a big role.
Yeah, exactly how he fits in, or exactly how he fits, still is yet to be seen. But as we know more about the movie, we'll definitely keep it up to date with you guys. But it starts filming next year. So
Awesome.
Their cast is just from
how
top
do
to
you
bottom. is
share all that
amazing.
screen time? Like they did
Yeah, I
a pretty
know.
good job, sharing the screen time with
Mhm.
all the different superheroes.
Except for Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, except for Jeremy Renner. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He didn't get much. He
You were the-
barely
you-
talked.
You
I'm
were
sure
the,
he got a paycheck though.
He got a big paycheck, but he wasn't happy with his role. He even came out and said he was like Loki's bitch. That's what he
Yeah.
said.
he was.
I mean, like he kind of was.
They're going to maximize his role, though. He's going to get more screen time. But Don Cheadle is an Academy Award nominated actor.
So you got War
yeah.
Machine.
Yeah, that's
Sure,
crazy.
Iron Man will be there.
Yes.
Them flying around together, I can already picture like certain like epic, space.
Mhm.
Well, not like necessarily like space, but up in the sky,
Mhm.
up in the
Just
sky.
like an
battles.
Iron Man 3.
It's amazing how many great actors are being attracted by Marvel. I mean, you had Ben Kingsley, and then now Don Cheadle. All these actors, they want a piece of Marvel. Everybody wants Marvel right
They
now.
want a piece of comics.
Yeah, I mean,
It's the new thing.
it's everywhere right now, and it's going to be huge, you guys.
Yes. Well, we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to have some Batman news.
It's a long show. Stay tuned.
Yes, the longest ever. We are back!
We are back.
We are so back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
There we go.
Back
What
to the
was,
future, that is.
what was seconds for you? The audience was actually. Well, how long would you say? Like half hour?
Yeah.
We actually took a break. One of my friends was like, "It's funny that you guys take a break. You guys just come back." And I was like, "Yeah, but at the same time, sometimes we don't even take a break. We just
No.
sit here."
Yeah,
What-
what,
we just
what
actually-
really happened is Disney called us and said, you guys are working so hard. Take a lunch break.
Yeah, we just ate, and we watched
I feel like
We're
a
the Millers.
caveman. Like I just gorge on lots
Yeah.
of great food.
Yeah.
So if we're a little sluggish, we're trying to get back.
You know why. I actually feel like I do better.
I'm trying to get that. I'm starting to get the itis, and the,
The
itis
itis,
is
yeah.
when you start getting sleepy.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting right now.
Oh, but
Yeah, so if you hear a snore, then, yeah, you know.
you are
Yeah.
getting sleepy.
We're gonna be back into comic book news though. Right
Comic book news. Starting off with everybody's favorite Batman versus Superman news, rumors, and everything else under the sun.
Yeah.
Back in October, we actually learned that the first details about Batman vs Superman was actually the Batmobile.
Yeah.
It's rumored to be modeled after a Cadillac, perhaps even an old 1943 convertible.
What?
Yeah, so so right now it's still rumors. It's actually going to be worked on in Warren, Michigan, at GM's Studio X. It's also known as Fort Knox, basically. So GM, like General Motors,
Yeah.
of course. And then it's going to be finished there, and it's going to get shipped basically over to North Hollywood by February.
Yeah. See,
So
that's
it'll be-
one of the perks of shooting in Detroit is that you've got great
You got
access.
the-
Yeah.
Make us a car!
Yeah.
So when it actually gets to Hollywood, it's probably going to be tested and make sure it runs, get
Yeah.
the stunt people ready to go on it.
I don't know.
I don't like the model there.
But
I
Apparently,
I
yeah.
don't like the sound, especially after Nolan's films.
The
like
Tumbler,
the
that was
Tumbler, that looked
perfect.
awesome, and now it's like you're gonna go back to like the television version of a Batman
Yeah, I don't know how I feel
Batmobile,
about
and it's
that
like,
Yeah, so apparently an old school Cadillac. What is he, like a mobster or something?
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one. I liked the Tumbler the best.
like I honestly
Someone
like
figured.
I'm already envisioning like when I see the Batmobile, I'm gonna be like Batman,
Yeah.
like the TV like
It'll be the theme song,
yeah.
yeah.
What if he just showed up in like the old Adam West one?
Watch it's just Adam West. Ben Affleck's nowhere to be found.
Ben Affleck's face is just photoshopped like onto like the old
Adam
school,
West, yeah, he paid a
old
lot of
school
money.
film.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the
If it's
the model
modern,
they're going.
Batman's always, or Bruce Wayne, I guess, he's always on the cutting edge of
Yeah.
technology. He's always, this and that. So to go, I mean, maybe the model type might be kind of cool. Maybe with like a little futuristic twist and whatnot.
Yeah.
Put his iPhone on.
He has a little thing, and he's gonna go to McDonald's for some stuff.
Alfred, do you want anything from McDonald's?
Do you want fries? Of course I want fries. So yeah, what do you guys want? Something more modern? Do you guys want?
I just want something cool. I mean, like to go back to that after like I just said, like the Tumblr. Like, I don't know. I don't think I like this.
Yeah. See, I think they should do something more modern. Like you said, I mean, he's the type of guy. It fits in his character to where, yeah, he's got things that like aren't even out yet.
He's rich.
Yeah.
He's rich and he's super smart. So
So yeah, I think
Why go old school?
I think they should do something modern.
maybe like a hovering craft of some sort. It's not necessarily like the Batwing or anything, but or what do they call it? The Bat.
I don't.
But maybe something.
Something maybe like the Bat Stang.
Yeah, I don't. Just
Something.
a different variation of the Tumblr, kind of.
So of course it's a rumor just now, but if it's true, you're gonna be looking at an old Cadillac.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But staying with Batman vs Superman news, because again, why not?
Yeah.
Keep a good thing going. So when director Zack Snyder and the Batman vs Superman cast are out of Michigan next year, it'll be the biggest movie production the state has ever seen.
What was it before? Do you know?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. See, I don't know how
See
many
that.
movies have actually been filmed in Michigan.
The Detroit Free Press actually reports that pre-production is well underway.
Yeah.
So, of course, they already have like some spots already set out and whatnot. They have a complex that they actually rented out. They're gonna rent it from February through August. So it's looking like that's gonna be like their shooting, because we already knew it started in February. The shooting for it. It's gonna go to August, I guess. So
Yeah, it sounds like
6 months.
a long production. Yeah.
Gotta get it right.
And of course, Detroit, Michigan isn't the only place they'll be filming in. A Kent farm, the Clark Kent farm, of course, was already built in Yorkville, Illinois. And they've posted pictures online of what the farm looks like. It looks, just like the one from Man of Steel, pretty much. Of course, they got pretty destroyed in the movie. But,
Yeah, it did.
So they're already starting with the pre-production. Looks like things are ready to go. February is just a couple months away, so...
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to know what was Michigan's.
Like previous?
Yeah, I want to know what that is. Because I don't know of many films that were filmed in Michigan. I'm sure there's been quite a few, but I mean,
The only one that
not to the, the level of Batman vs Superman.
the only one I know of is 8 Mile.
Yeah.
Detroit.
Represent.
Free
But-
World. Avenue.
Other than that, I'm not sure. So I don't know. I mean, that's
So it's gonna, the biggest production thing. We found out, the length of the actual shoot. So it's starting to get closer.
Yeah.
Excited. More rumors, of course, of like the Batmobile that we just talked about, and just everything seems to be coming together. And that's what stuff is still being rumored. We still don't know everything about it. But man, it's gonna be great to see like a synopsis for it or something, just the summary. So hopefully that'll come up soon. But
it's exciting when you start seeing a lot more castings going on. Like I want to see who's going to be cast as Lex Luthor, whether or not he's actually going to be in the film. I mean, there's been rumors that he may not be.
Was that last week when we talked about he might actually not be in it?
Yeah.
So
I mean, we've heard Bryan Cranston, Terry O'Quinn, Bradley Cooper, as strange as it is.
Kevin Spacey.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
Momoa.
So we don't know exactly, but I mean, I want to start hearing some castings going on.
Any news that we get, of course, we'll share and whatnot.
Yeah.
But even if it's small, big news, small news, we'll
It's
definitely
Batman.
report it. Yeah, it's Batman.
We got
talk
it.
about it. So
We cover all.
It's
aspects.
in the contract.
Yeah.
it is.
Well, moving right on from Batman, we're going to talk about Spider-Man now.
Another man.
Yes. Man.
Man
First it was a bat, now it's a spider.
Now you're a man, a man. All right, it's from
How to get in there? How to get...
Yeah.
Well, we talked about possible spin-offs to the Spider-Man franchise. Well, it's going to happen now because Sony this past week announced spin-offs for Venom and Sinister Six, and they actually already have the writers for these projects. And I kind of like the list here. They have Alex Kurtzman, Robert Orci, Jeff Pinkner, Ed Solomon, and Drew Goddard to collaborate on overseeing the development story of over several films that will be produced by Avi Arad and Matt Tolmach. The Venom project is going to be written by Kurtzman, Orci, and Solomon writing the screenplay, which Kurtzman will direct Venom. Goddard then will write with an eye to direct the Sinister Six, which is going to be focusing on the villains in the franchise. So, that's pretty. That's a big announcement for Spider-Man.
Remember last week when we talked about Star Trek 3 and that Robert Orci and these two new screenwriters were going to do it without Alex Kurtzman?
Yeah.
This may be very well why. That he's going to be directing the Venom movie, so he can't. And they wrote the first two Spider-Man movies, Kurtzman and Orci, but Kurtzman directing Venom might have taken him out of Star Trek 3.
Yeah. The most successful franchise in history of Columbia Pictures, the 4 Spider-Man films to date have taken over $3.2 billion worldwide.
Wow.
This is big news for Spider-Man.
They're kind of setting up their own little Avengers because they're not a part of Disney. It's Sony that has the rights to Spider-Man. So yeah, they're kind of gearing up. They're kind of little Avengers going on here,
Instead of good guys, of course, it's going to
Villains,
be
yeah.
the villains.
which is interesting.
It's a different take, and we're actually Disney's kind of doing that with one of the movies that Angelina Jolie is starring that's coming out. I can't remember the Maleficent or how you pronounce it.
Maleficent.
She's playing the evil witch from Sleeping Beauty.
Who's like a queen or something.
Yeah, she's a queen of something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Queen of Evil.
yes.
Queen of Evil.
But I mean, yeah, we're gonna see. I think this is gonna be a new theme coming up here. A lot of films on villains.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting take. It's not that you really focus on a villain a whole lot, which is kind of new, but I like the writing team that they showed there. With
Yes.
Kurtzman Orsi and Drew Goddard. That's pretty interesting.
Drew's working on the Daredevil
Yeah.
Netflix thing too, so
What you talked about last week.
Yeah, he's gonna have a busy next
Smart.
few years. So
Especially with comic book characters. So.
I just think this is a smart move because now, like, we're gonna see like the arc of how these villains became.
Yeah. So kind of interesting here.
Yes.
But that is the end of the comic book news. We're gonna get more into we're gonna get into a little more Disney in a second, but we're gonna talk about Fast and Furious 7. I posted on our Twitter page and our Facebook page and our Instagram page that a picture of Paul Walker's younger brother, Cody Walker. And, I mean, obviously they're brothers, so, I mean, I could see a little resemblance, but they're not identical.
Yeah, they're not twins.
The Daily Mail reported that the production on Fast and Furious is, it's currently on hold, but Universal Pictures has begun discussions with Cody Walker about how he might contribute to Fast and Furious 7, the revised version of the film. And it will retire the character of Paul Walker, which he played since 2001. Cody's not entirely new to the camera. Apparently he's done a lot of stunt work on films before, but like I said, I don't really see much of a resemblance, but it sounds like he's not going to have to do a lot of acting. There was a source close to the film that said they can shoot Cody from behind and at a distance, and if it's a shot they need Paul's face in close-up, they can CGI it on later, which I recommended they do for a while. Probably going to take, given, the whole negotiation talk with Cody Walker, but I think that's probably... I mean, what do you guys think? Is this the best solution moving forward without having to replace his character instead of writing his character out?
Well, as long as they're writing the character out, I mean, they can do exactly what they did in Social Network.
You mean kill off the character?
Yeah, kill off the character, retire it, and whatnot. Because you can't have his brother take over the role. You can have him stand in and you CGI Paul Walker's face in. I mean, it's pretty much if you're going to do it like the Social Network, then yeah, I'm all for it.
Because, they were talking about, completely just writing out Paul Walker's character to where he's not even in the 7th movie at all. Which I thought wouldn't have been right. It would have been a plot hole. You don't explain what happened unless it was in backstory.
Yeah, you got to have him in there for just a little bit. I mean, he doesn't need to necessarily be in the whole movie, but, in honor of Paul Walker, you got to have some way where his character dies in the film.
Yeah. So it looks like we're going to see a CGI.
It's a lot better idea than there was rumors about Justin Bieber being added to the.
Oh,
did you guys see that?
Yeah, that was all fake. People were freaking out. That would never happen.
That would be the end of the project, of the franchise.
So having his brother is, clear cut,
Yeah.
a lot better idea than actually having Justin Bieber, who apparently retired from music. So that's a good thing.
He retired from music?
I don't know if that's fake too.
I hope that's true. I'll applaud to that one.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
hopefully.
I think this is probably the best choice. Instead of, rewriting it and not having Paul Walker's character in it and then just explaining in backstory what happened to him. They talked about getting a stuntman to do this sort of thing where they just CGI it on a stuntman's face, but I think it's the fact that it's Cody Walker, Paul's brother, paying honor.
Yeah, I read that.
So
that's a touchy way to do something for your brother.
I think the cast would, definitely enjoy that a lot more.
Yeah. Instead of having some
not even mentioning him in it
stuntman.
or something, yeah. And I think the fans would appreciate that too, because the fans, they're diehard fan. I'm a diehard fan of it, and I wouldn't want anything, wrong to take place. So his brother's fine with me.
And it's not like he doesn't. I mean, he looks like him a little bit. Obviously, he's not going to look identical, but he sort of looks like it to the sense they don't really need to do a whole lot of CGI work if they needed to, but obviously they would. But I don't know. That's kind of interesting that they might use Cody Walker to finish up Fast and Furious 7. All right, now we're going to get into some Lucasfilm news here. Indiana Jones 5. We mentioned last week that Disney had acquired the full rights from Paramount to make more Indiana Jones movies, which was kind of interesting. The Disney chairman Alan Horn announced that it will be at least 2 to 3 years before we see another Indiana Jones movie. Horn confirmed that Disney has not yet made any forward motion in developing an Indy 5 and that the key thing they are waiting for is just an idea. He said, "We don't have a story, we need a story." So, last week, obviously, when Brian announced that, I mean, you kind of thought in your head, okay, if they wouldn't do this unless they were planning an Indy 5. And they thought that was the main notifier, but really, you could go back a year ago when Disney first acquired Lucasfilms. It came with part of Indiana Jones rights, a portion of it, not the full rights, which they acquired last week, but it came with a portion. So they wouldn't acquire that unless they had
future plans.
And that's obviously what's happening here. So a couple years from now, but we're going to be seeing Indy 5. I don't know how old Harrison Ford will be in a couple of years, but
old.
Any story ideas?
No aliens, please.
Yeah, no aliens.
No
George
aliens.
Lucas, you stay the hell away from him.
Yeah, I don't think he'll have anything to do with it.
We don't need another rape.
I don't know. I'm sure it's going to have to do with some object, where they're trying to get some object. That's pretty much what every movie's been about. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it was. I don't know if we'll see Shia LaBeouf again.
Please no. No aliens and no Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't think he would want to come back. I mean, that kind of ruined, almost like ended his career, I think.
I think Transformers kind of did
that too, but I mean, that like those two were like almost the final nail in his coffin.
I don't think he was that bad. It was just the alien part that ruined the movie.
He didn't really help much either.
He's not a bad actor.
I'm not saying he's a bad actor, but I'm just saying in that movie he
what? He didn't act well?
wasn't that good.
Why?
I don't know.
You don't know? That really bad.
Beans? Even Stevens.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
There
about.
you go. Something I mean for Indiana Jones, maybe they get together with Naughty Dog, like the video game company, because they always seem to come up with really great ideas for Uncharted, and Uncharted and Indiana Jones a little bit kind of go hand in hand, but they always come up with really good stories. So maybe they team up, maybe gets a couple writers from their from the game. So
there you go.
I don't know.
It's better
I like that idea.
It's better than aliens.
I like that idea.
I don't think there'll be aliens, but I don't know if the realisticness of that happening. But
Indiana Jones finds El Dorado.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they plan on doing. That's obviously the problem right now. They need to get a story in line, and I'm sure they'll do that at some point because they're talking about a couple years from now. So, but we're going to continue on with Lucasfilms because we're going to talk about Episode 7, and we usually close out the show with Episode 7, and we're going to do that again this week because Variety's reporting that Disney is expecting to get the script for Episode 7 in January, and no budget has been set. Well, I mean, we had the news a few months ago that Michael Arndt left the project. He was the original screenwriter. He was the original hired screenwriter for Episode 7, and that J.J. Abrams and Lawrence Kasdan were going to take over the screenwriting duties, but hopefully they're just putting on the finishing touches because they don't have a whole lot of time. So I'm hoping that they're not like on in the middle of it. They're not close to being finished because they don't have, like I said, they don't have a lot of time. I mean, they got to be at least a good portion of the way through it because they've been giving the script out to actors to read. So I'm assuming that they're pretty close. But any guesses on how much the budget will be for Episode 7?
What was it for Avatar?
I don't even know.
I'm guessing somewhere in that kind of.
It'll be over $200 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure. Maybe
$3 million.
$300 million.
If anybody can get Bill and Ted numbers like those $400 million that they wanted, it's going to be Star Wars. It's not going to be Bill and Ted that gets that kind of money. It'll be Star Wars. So
yeah, it could be somewhere in the $400 million. I wouldn't be surprised.
3 to 4,
And the funny thing is, it will make back everything it spends.
and then some.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, this movie's already projected to make like $1.2 billion or something. So that's pretty good. Not a big deal.
All right.
That's bank.
Yeah. Well, so when the script's in place, we're going to start hearing a lot. That's when the castings are going to happen. January. So that's pretty close. So that's when we're going to start getting official casting. So that's exciting news. But yeah, no script so far, no budget. Everyone's kind of freaking out about that, but it's all in good hands. Everything's good.
Well, JJ never really has like a finished script. Like he would, but then stuff happens. Like in Lost, he always changed up a lot of stuff because actors were leaving or Michelle Rodriguez was getting arrested.
Yeah.
So he's always changing things on the fly. So maybe that's what he's doing right now, just kind of finishing it up, like you were saying. So.
And it really helps to have a guy like Lawrence Kasdan who wrote the Empire Strikes Back. So so I'm sure they're on their way. But January we should get the official script out. So that's pretty exciting. But
Yes.
that is the news.
Nice. And the news with a bang.
Bang.
Now it's time for Trailer of the Week.
We went back and forth on this one.
Kind of did a little bit, but no brainer. 22 Jump Street.
Yep.
Amazing. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
I still think the title's stupid, but
It makes sense now.
yeah, we called it, didn't we?
Yes.
We called it.
We kept joking that, okay, what are they going to do? They're just going to go across the street, 22 Jump Street, change the address. And what do they do?
The Koreans brought, they bought
The
back the
Koreans
church.
they bought the church back. So yeah, they moved across the street to 22 Jump Street.
Someone's listening to us.
They knew, because obviously, they didn't want to do a subtitle for some reason. I don't know why, but they were like, okay, yeah, let's change the 1 to a 2. Let's get artsy and change, get 22 Jump Street. But they knew that they had to explain it somehow.
You know what I get a kick out of that whole trailer is when they're talking to the main guy from the first movie that sent them to 21 Jump Street.
Oh yeah,
Like, that whole scene, like, it kind of is comical because, in a way, like, he's saying, you guys got lucky.
yeah,
And in a way, like, this movie got lucky. Like, it blew up.
yeah,
He's like, nobody expected 21 Jump Street to be a success.
yeah.
That's why I find that hilarious because there's, like, a sub-meaning to it.
He had a line like that in the first movie where he said, they keep bringing back old crap from the past and expect not anybody to notice. He's talking about movies right now. People are recycling all this crap from back in
And
the day.
the fact that they got lucky because they're making a sequel, and it's our trailer of the week. Obviously, Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill.
I like that. That's a good line. That they're putting in what they really think about the Hollywood business right now, but they're doing it in the context of the film, so it's funny. But
Well, after making their way through high school twice, big changes are in store for Officer Schmidt and Jenko when they go deep undercover at a local college.
yeah,
And then all hell breaks loose.
yeah. I posted the trailer on our Twitter.
Was it the Red Band one? Or
Yeah,
was
it's
it
the Red Band
Red
trailer,
We'll-
which is
we'll
the one
probably-
I recommend.
We'll probably have to post the Green Band one because it has a few more extra clips that we didn't see in the Red Band trailer.
But yeah, it is on our Facebook page, our Twitter page as well.
It's going to be hilarious. I mean, Jonah Hill dressing up as emo.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Check it out.
Yes. It comes out June 13th, 2014.
New releases.
It's now time for the new releases, and
Bum, bum, bum.
we're talking about the one that came out today since it's out already.
Yep.
And that is Anchorman 2. Which stars Will Ferrell, Christina Applegate, Paul Rudd, Steve Carell, Kristen Wiig, and a whole lot of other special appearances that would be too long to name.
Yeah.
But it's with the 70s behind him. San Diego's top-rated newsman Ron Burgundy returns to New York's first 24-hour news channel by storm.
Yeah, and you saw it all.
I saw it already, and it is hilarious.
Yeah.
Or as I quoted from Ron Burgundy, Blackbeard's delight.
Blackbeard's delight.
Yes. I will say you'll see some familiar themes, possibly like that you saw from the first one.
Baxter.
Oh yeah, Baxter's in there.
Yeah,
He's
Baxter.
there. Baxter's there.
There's my boy.
He got big. He got very big.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna lie.
Big as in like fat, like he let the cheese go to his head, and he just like that's all he was doing. Was just
Spent too
eating
much
cheese.
time in the fridge, yeah.
Or like big, like he has an attitude now.
No, he's still the same Baxter. He's grown.
Yeah.
He's more mature, a little bit more hairier.
You are my little gentleman. Take you to foggy London town.
Yeah, I don't want to give anything away, but if you like I said, if you enjoyed the first one, you'll like the second one. You'll see pretty much a couple things that have happened from the first one kind of carry over in the second one.
It's Anchor Man, not
Anchor
Anchor Lady.
But yeah,
Stay for the trailer or what? There's like a
The
scene at
end
the end or
credits.
something.
Yeah, the end credits. There's apparently
yeah. Please stay. I didn't see it, so I can't tell you.
there's an end credit scene. So yeah.
But yeah, definitely a movie to check out. And then 3 movies that are coming out this Friday. I'll start with Walking with Dinosaurs, which stars Charlie Rowe, Carl Urban, Justin Long, and John Leguizamo. See and feel what it was like when dinosaurs ruled the earth in a story where an underdog dino triumphs to become a hero for the ages.
Okay. Well, it
And
doesn't
it's
stand
in
a chance.
3D.
Watch, it's like number 2.
3D.
They're plugging it as like, oh, the guy from Alvin and Chipmunks and the guy from Ice Age are all in this movie. Kids,
Yeah.
go check it out. So
Like kids actually pay attention to that stuff.
I think it's the parents.
Yeah.
Oh, Alvin and Chipmunks. I think I saw that like twice. Yeah, it was this one.
Yeah, I don't know about this one.
Yeah, I don't either.
It seems like a cute little family movie though. So
Yeah. Also coming out this Friday, Saving Mr. Banks, which stars Tom Hanks, Emma Thompson, Colin Farrell, Ruth Wilson, Annie Rose Buckley, and Paul Giamatti. And it's about author P.L. Travers reflects on her difficult childhood while meeting with filmmaker Walt Disney during production for the adaptation of her novel, Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
A movie I want to see.
Yeah. I think...
It's the first step for that door to open about the Walt Disney biopic.
Yeah, it's the first time that anyone's ever played Walt Disney, so who better than Tom Hanks to play him first?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm definitely wanting to check this movie out, but last but not least,
Whoa!
David O. Russell's American Hustle.
Whoa! See what he did there?
Yes. Which stars Christian Bale, Bradley Cooper, Amy Adams, Jennifer Lawrence, and Jeremy Renner. And it's about a con man, Ivan Rosenfeld, along with his seductive British partner, Sidney Processor.
Sidney
It-
Poitier?
What?
Sidney Prosser is forced to work for a wild FBI agent, Richie Damaso. Damaso pushes them into a world of Jersey power brokers and mafia.
There's actually... Michael Payne is even in this movie, which was not on there. Jack Huston, who's from Boardwalk Empire. There's... I mean, this... It's a really good cast, and it's nominated 7 times at the Golden Globes.
Every day I'm hustling.
So, I mean... If you saw our Facebook and Twitter page and Instagram, we had that picture of the 3 banners. That makes it pretty hard to predict the box office this week with all these great releases that come out. And Anchorman, which came out today, which gives it a head start in front of all the other films. But
Yes.
leads to the box office predictions.
Who wants to lose first?
I don't know.
Well, I usually go first, so I might as well just go. I have, at number 4, American Hustle.
That surprises me.
Yes, well, because I have a feeling Frozen is still going to be up there at number 3, followed by The Hobbit at number 2, and then at number 1, Anchorman 2.
I can't believe you don't have Saving Mr. Banks in there. That really boggles my mind.
I see. If we were doing the top 5, it'd be at my number 5.
Why don't you think it's going to be the top 4?
I just compared to like American Hustle, The Hobbit, and Anchorman 2. I just don't see it's going to make as much money as those.
I know, but I mean, like, American Hustle's rated R.
Yeah.
So it's going to be more an adult audience. And Saving Mr. Banks is PG. A lot of kids are going to see that. I know a lot of adults who want to see that movie. I don't know. I think that movie's going to be pretty big.
I don't see it in the top 4.
Vic?
Well, let me tell you, brother, how it's going to go down.
All right, Hulk Hogan.
Of course, we're all taking guesses here, but at number 1, I have Saving Mr. Banks.
That's surprising to me.
I mean, hey, Tom Hanks, Disney.
Yeah.
When was the last time a Tom Hanks movie didn't really start at number 1?
Mm-mm.
So,
Cloud Atlas.
That's true.
yeah, but that one, man, that's different. Okay, hey, you know what?
This is Disney and Tom Hanks.
Yeah, so this is Disney, Tom Hanks, and Mary Poppins. So there you go. Number 2, I have Anchorman 2. Number 3, I have The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug. And number 4, I have American Hustle. I think the fact that it's rated R is gonna, not let it shine as much as it should. So,
Well, number 4, I say Mr. Banks for the reason I said that PG. I know a lot of people who want to see this movie. American Hustle number 3. It had really good limited release on 6 screens. So I have a lot of faith in this movie. Number 2, I got The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug. Smiggy,
Meow.
Smoggy.
Schmiggy schmagga.
And then number 1, I have Anchorman 2. The legend continues.
Oh yeah!
Yeah, the first Anchorman made like 85.1, so I'm thinking it's gonna make a lot more, especially because of the long gap between the two. People are really excited about this movie. So.
Yeah, everyone was excited after it was announced a year ago.
Yeah.
That
I remember talking about it,
and I do too.
and now we're here. So that's pretty exciting. But yeah, we'll see.
We come for full circle.
It's definitely an interesting week for predictions, though.
Yes.
None of us had Walking with Dinosaurs, no.
Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry.
number 5 for me. Why not?
Yeah, it'll probably be.
Mine would be.
Actually, I
I
don't
would say
think
mine
it'll
would
be
be 6 or 7.
Yeah, because I don't think it's
Something
gonna
like
be Frozen or The Hunger Games still.
I think it'll be Frozen at number 5.
Watch the walking dinosaurs just walk all over.
Number
us.
1.
They're number 1.
Number 1, Walking Dinosaurs. Number 2, Medea's Christmas.
Yeah, it's not crazy.
Oh, I would kill Medea. I would kill her.
Yeah.
Like, the week that I don't pick you is the week that you don't win.
But that is everything. Do you guys know what the movie is for reveal that movie?
Not the name, but...
Go ahead and give the plot one more time.
Alright. Two neighbors have it out after one of them decorates his house for the holidays so brightly that it can be seen from space. Spurs.
Vic?
Space. I can't think of the title. I can picture them all in my head right now.
You know who stars in it?
Not Paul Giamatti, that's for sure.
Nope.
I want to say it's Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito.
Yes.
Deck the Halls.
Yep.
You got it.
Yeah. I've never seen it, but I know it.
I picture like shorter people in it.
Sure. Well, you were close.
That's why I said Paul Giamatti, because that's kind of what I pictured in Danny DeVito.
He's like,
kind of similar.
This was like one of the last movies he was in before he started Always Sunny, I believe.
he's the definition of short.
No, Warwick Davis is.
But he's got, it's
I know
it's
what
genetic.
you mean. But yeah, that is the reveal of that movie.
Yeah.
So Brett's two.
You
got two, right.
Yes.
Just wait till after December, then you guys probably won't get one for a long time.
Maybe.
Because I'll be throwing curveballs left and right.
Curveballs.
But that is the end of our show. Going on 2 hours almost.
Yeah, long show.
Definitely check out Anchorman 2. It is now in theaters everywhere. Check out the releases this weekend. American Hustle, Walking with Dinosaurs, and Saving Mr. Banks. Definitely pick up the DVDs that are now out. The Family, Percy Jackson's Sea of Monsters, The Lone Rangers, Kick-Ass 2, Prisoners, and Elysium. Definitely check out our Facebook page, Twitter page, Instagram.
All Movie Talk Radio.
Check out Vic's pick, The Untouchables.
Yes, you can follow us separately or our Movie Talk page. You can follow Movie Talk Brian.
Torvik23.
At Torvik23. Mm-hmm.
And then at the Podcast King.
Yes.
Follow us, we'll follow you.
Yes. And on that note, that is the end of our show. So
thanks for listening.
That is a wrap.
Sorry, I had to do something.
I'm now Brown Cow.
Thank you for listening to the Stallion Radio Network.